Alrighty, so people of the internet, how are you guys doing? We're just doing a quick run through and a little bit of a mic check. So basically, if you guys can hear us, let us know in the chat right now. If you guys can hear us, let us know. And I just want to test the microphones of our guests today as well. So Andre, Christine, Elena, just make some noises here.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Coolio. I think everyone can hear, so just want to make sure if you guys can hear the guests as well without problems, please let us know in the chat, and we will be back in a minute. All right, just one more quick mic checkup, but this time in real life. So, hey guys, I'm your host, Sykoo Sam from Unity, as you probably already know me from my YouTube channel or from my socials. If you guys want to check me and the other guests out from this live stream, make sure to hit the description box below. And speaking of that, I would like to introduce you to our guests today. So first and foremost, we have our co-host of today, Elena. So hi, Elena, how are you doing?
Hi, Sam. Thank you for having me. And hello, chat. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining. So just for people who are getting to know you, Elena, and are interested in your background, what do you do at Unity right now?
Sure. So, Sam, I work with content creators that create tutorials on YouTube and share their knowledge of Unity online. Look after our amazing Unity user group community around the world. So I get the pleasure of working with people from all over the world.
That's awesome. So on top of this, we obviously have the other two guests, our two amazing YouTube game dev content creators. So first and foremost, let me introduce you guys to Christine. So how are you doing, Christine?
Hi, I'm great, thanks.
Thank you so much for joining. So can we also get a little bit of an intro from you?
Yes, of course. So my name is Christine, and I share sort of mid-tier difficulty tutorials on my YouTube channel and on Twitter.
Cool, that's awesome. So I would also like to introduce you to our final guest, Andre from Mix and Jam. How are you doing, Andre?
Hey, Sam. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Thank you for joining us. So can we also get a little introduction from you just before we get started?
Sure. So I have the Mix and Jam YouTube channel. It's a YouTube channel where I recreate mechanics from other games and show them how I did them in Unity, and it's been super fun so far.
That's awesome. That's really cool to hear. So thank you guys so much for joining, and thank you everybody watching for joining us as well. Once again, just want to mention really quickly, if you guys want to check us out on our socials, make sure to hit the description box below because we have links to all of us. So at the end of this live stream, I know you guys are going to ask, what are we going to do in this live stream? So at the end, you're going to have a personalized karting game that you and your friends can play. So we're going to teach you and show you how to not just make the game and modify it, but to share it with your friends as well. So actually, here's a challenge. Think of 10 people, 10 of your best friends, I'm going to say, who you would like to share this game with and who you would like to play with. So that's going to be really fun. And as you guys know, Unity is an infinite playground, so learn by making with this Karting Micro-Game and then apply it to your own ideas soon. So just take this live stream as an example of the things you can create using Unity. Now, before we get into Unity, as you can see, we have it open here. I just want to give the microphone, hand it over very nicely to Elena and see what she has to say.
All right, Sam, I'm actually seeing some comments that people are having trouble hearing me. So maybe I can take a second before I go into some of the housekeeping items just to double check that our community can hear us. And if you guys are watching right now, please let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. I heard that some of you were saying that I'm not coming through clearly, so I apologize for that, and let's just see if that has been fixed.
Absolutely, that's a great idea, actually. So let us know in chat.
Yes, Lena, sounds good. I hear it. Okay, wonderful. You do break up for a second from time to time, says Dirk. Okay, if you guys continue to have troubles hearing me, please let me know. I'm gonna, Elena's voice is dropping, says Osama. It works now, says Chiro. Okay, let me just see a few more things. All is clear to me, says Syndicate for 20. Elena's sound is clear and loud. Scott, thank you guys so much. Okay, so now I think we've got a few confirmation that it sounds good. It seems that some people are saying that it's still cutting out. So I'll try to be as loud and clear as possible so that everybody can hear me as best as they can. All right, guys. So first and foremost, I would love to say thank you to everyone who is here right now. We have over 550 people watching us, and that's such a pleasure. And we're really looking forward to showing you how to get started in Unity. This stream is for absolute beginners. So if you are a beginner, don't be scared. We've all been there before. I mean, I'm still there. So we're going to take you through this Karting Micro-Game template, and we're going to work on it in Unity. So hopefully you already followed the instructions that we've prepared for you and shared under the how to prepare section in the description of this live stream in order to get started. But if you haven't, there's still time. Don't get nervous. Just open up the description and follow the how to prepare section, and you will be in great shape. So today we're going to have some awesome fun. Sam, Christine, and Andre are going to be changing the shape of the track, adding bumps, speed pads, even throwing in some gummy bears. So if you guys are hungry and you're craving gummy bears, that's definitely no good for you. We'll be putting some triggers and so much more. So we will really help you to customize this micro game template and make it totally your own. You have an option to follow us along. If you are not able to follow along, you can just watch and then actually follow along at home, because we are going to capture this as well. For anyone who is tuning in, you will also have an opportunity to win prizes just for tuning in. And if you're participating, we'll also have prizes for you. So we have 6 total prizes for those that are participating. And we'll let you know exactly how to win later. But it's also in the description of the live stream. And we would love for you to share your progress if you're participating by using hashtag #YourFirstGameJam and tagging Unity at Unity3D on Twitter. You can also just let the world know that you're watching this using the same tags, and you'll still have a chance to win. We will have a live Q&A. We have a number of amazing Unity employees here in chat. Looking forward to answer your question as you are following along this live stream. So stay with us. It's going to be super fun. We're going to help you make something amazing. And just remember, if it's not working out, ask us questions. That's why we're here. Don't be afraid of making mistakes, because that's how you learn. Let's go ahead and get started.
That's awesome. And I like that point about making mistakes, because I'm just saying, expect some mistakes from my end too. So it's super normal, and we learn by making mistakes. So as you guys can see, I've got Unity open here. And as Elena mentioned, it's version 2018.4. And we have the Karting Micro-Game that's open. So you can see, and I just basically want to point out something which is unique to this project in Unity, is that you can see here, there's a walkthrough pop-up on the screen right now. Now, the walkthroughs are part of this specific project in Unity, and they're meant to give absolute beginners a brief intro to navigating around Unity. There are 5 of them for this project, and if you haven't tried them out yet, I will just show you really quickly a few of these steps from the first walkthrough. So you can see here that we have the absolute first intro screen saying welcome to Unity and the infinite world of creativity. We're not going to read the whole window, but for now, let's go ahead and click start. The next stop is it's taking us to the play button. Now the play button in Unity is literally what the name suggests it would do, right? So we can use it in order to enter the play mode, which lets us debug our game and see how it works and just literally play our game. So let's go ahead and follow the instructions by clicking the play button. And there we go. So it's just gonna load a little bit, and there will be some audio here from the game. So let me actually make it a little bit less loud. So just lower the volume, and you can see that I can drive around using the arrow keys on my keyboard. Just gonna give you guys a little hint. I'm not a very good driver in game. In real life, I'm a pretty good driver, but Elena, what do you think about my driving actually?
Hagen, where you can always to get to. I'm just not sure about the skills. I'm sorry, Sam.
Wow, look at the support right here.
But
Christine,
hey, as we said, you can always, practice makes it perfect. So hopefully by the end of it, you'll be blazing through the track, no problem.
hopefully. I mean, Christine, what do you think about this driving when you see this cart right here?
I mean, the kart is nice, Sam, but your driving needs improvement. And I think maybe we could do that by making it a little bit harder for you, because, practice makes perfect and stuff. So let's make the road a bit bumpy. What do you think?
Oh, that's good. That sounds good. Chat, do you hear this? Chat, support me in chat right now. Please, viewers, I'm calling for support. I'm not getting any support for my driving here. So guys, now that we have finished the third lap of this karting game, you can see that it stopped playing. Now I can't move the player anymore, and that's because we are supposed to exit the play mode. So let's go ahead and follow along and press this button again. And I just want to mention, for those of you who are very new to Unity, just like the stream is meant to, the play button is not only used for entering play mode, but also exiting it. So as you saw there, I just hit it once, enter the play mode, hit it one more time, and I'm outside the play mode. Cool. So now it's taking me to the hierarchy, and Christine, maybe we can take over from here and actually use the hierarchy in a more generalized way. What do you think about that?
Sounds awesome.
Cool. So what I'm going to do, guys, is, as you can see, I still have the walkthrough window open. So let me click this X here in order to exit the walkthrough. If I can just point the mouse and you're about to exit the walkthrough, that's cool. Super. Now we have the default layout that is open in Unity for this project specifically, and there you go. So Christine, what exactly, you said you want me to add some bumpy tracks, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
So what exactly am I supposed to do here? Guide me.
Okay, I'm gonna guide you. We'll be fine, Sam. So please select for me a straight piece of track.
All right, so using the scene view, guys, we can see that I can basically hold down the right mouse button while hovering over the scene view, and then use the W, A, S, and D keys, just like in an FPS game or a first-person shooter game, in order to move around. So Christine said select a straight track piece, so I'm literally just going to click one of these pieces in here. So let's select let's go ahead for this one. All right, Christine, I got it selected.
Awesome. So the next thing you should do, you should go to the transform component of that piece in its inspector and copy the component values.
All right. So here, guys, on the most right, we have the inspector window open to the bottom of the screen, and the inspector window lets you see details and components and more information about every single game object. So using the inspector window, we were told we're going to go to the transform component, which is at the top right around my mouse here. So you said right click on the transform component, is that right?
Yes, on the little cog you see there?
Yep, there you go, on the cog, and there you go. So I have something called copy component. That was the one you mentioned, right?
Yes, right.
Super. So I'm going to click this, guys, and this is going to copy the fields and the properties, aka values, of this component right now. So, all right, Christine, I got it copied. What am I supposed to do next?
So the easiest thing for you to do right now is to just deactivate that straight piece of track.
All right, so deactivation can be done via this little tick here next to the name of the game object. So I'm just going to click this. And there we go, it's disabled. What is the next step, Christine?
Awesome. Now you need to go into your project view and you need to find the Bumpy version of the straight track. The easiest way would be to just search for Bumpy in the little search bar.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So let's see, Bumpy. Oh, there you go. I got the prefab right here. So I'm just gonna drag it into my scene, right?
Yes, right.
Super. So guys, just literally drag it into your scene, and don't worry about the positioning. You can see that it's not really aligned to our current, track because it's a little offset. So Kristin, how do I fix the offset and make it a part of the track actually?
Well, it's super handy that you copied the transform component earlier, because now you can just paste these values back in and then it will have the perfect position.
That's perfect.
Speaking of perfect, guys, Sam, it seems like the chat is having trouble hearing Kristin and myself. So maybe you can raise the volume a little bit so we can optimize and have people hear us perfectly well. Would that be possible?
Yes, for sure. So I just
Thanks, Sam.
upped your volumes a little bit. Chat, let us know if this sounds good with the guests and the co-hosts. Let us know. So we're just going to continue for now. But if you have any trouble hearing us, let us know in chat. All right. Do you guys want to continue?
Awesome.
Perfect.
Awesome. Yeah.
So you were
Yep.
talking about pasting the component, Kristin, right?
Yes.
So using the inspector window, once again, I'm just going to right click on the transform component. And here, this time, I'm not going to pick copy component because we already did that. And instead, I'm just going to paste component values. So if we do this, it's now perfectly aligned with the rest of our track, which looks really good, Kristin. Thank you so much for the suggestion right here.
You're welcome.
Oh, guys, Kristin and Sam, Doreen actually has a question, and he says, how do you align if you did not copy the component? I think that's a great question, especially because you have some really awesome tools to share and little nifty Unity tips. Hashtag Unity tip.
Yeah, that's a good one, actually. It's Tuesday today, by the way, so we have a bunch of Unity tips over on our Twitter as well, so that's perfect.
My goodness, that's perfect indeed.
I know, right? So I would actually like to talk a little bit here about the alignment of objects. So if you don't want to copy and paste the components all the time because you have too many game objects and you just don't want to deal with that, one of the tools that we have inside Unity actually is called ProGrids. Now ProGrids, you can find it by going over to the Tools menu, and you can see that we have a ProGrids unfoldable window here, and in here we have ProGrids window, so you can click this and you can see that I actually have it open here, which is to the most left of my Unity window. So we have a bunch of different options here, and one of the things that Andre actually really likes using is the snapping function of this, right, Andre?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It makes everyone's life super easy, especially in this modular track thing. It just makes it super easy to drag and then just like experiment a bunch.
Yes, agreed. So I have the snapping option that is turned on right now. That's what's gonna make it basically snap to the grid, right?
Exactly. As you can see, like on the top left, yeah, it's right now set to 1 unit, and that should be fine, which basically means that it will like snap every one value, so it won't go into like in between values. But like people can change that if they want to do more intense values like 2, 3, 4, 5. And it like really, it really goes to your preference. So it's pretty cool.
That's really good. So as Andre said, you can click on the 1, which is the value here by default, and change the snap value if you guys want to. However, we're going to keep going with the number 1. So what I can do here is, for instance, if I were to drag in one more track here and use this tick, so basically I can just highlight the track that I added thanks to the help of Kristin, and just tick it off again to disable it, I can use the new track piece that I added, which is also Bumpy, to move it inside and snap it to the grid that you can see on the ground. So as you can see, I can just literally drag it a little bit to the side and it's perfectly aligned. So that's really cool. Oh, and also I just want to quickly mention, if you guys do turn off the snapping function and then try, moving it inside your scene view, it will be completely unrestricted and it will be completely free to be moved exactly how you want to. So using just a little switch or a button, you can basically turn on snapping. That's really cool. So, Christine, I did add the bumpy track. What should I do next?
I think since I saw a bunch of comments in the chat that people weren't quite following along, maybe you could just repeat it once or twice and make your track a little bit more complicated.
Oh, I like that idea. Okay, so I'm going to pick this track right in front of the bumpy one that I added and take it off once again just to disable it. And then I'm going to drag in my bumpy track one more time. And you can see that actually this one is a little bit disaligned or has a little offset in the vertically speaking because it's a little bit more up. So using this arrow upwards, you can basically change the Y position, which is vertical. So there you go. It's perfectly aligned in the Y axis or vertically. And now I can just move it to the side and here we go. I think this is looking really cool right now, Christine. Actually, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult for me to drive, which obviously I needed because I'm a perfect driver. Am I right?
Well, we'll see about that.
Yeah. So let me...
How about you try?
Yeah. Should I try it by playing the game?
Yes, please.
Sure thing. So let's enter play mode here, you guys, and let it load a little bit. So there you go. I'm just going to decrease, and there you go. We have our bobbling house on the side, which is kind of funny, and then we're driving on the bumpy roads, which is looking really good. So let me actually return back to the original position by just drifting a little bit here. And this is like a really cool and fun game to play just by default, and making it more awesome by simply modifying it with the help of Andre and Christine. It's gonna be so much more fun. So there you go.
We'll see about that.
Maybe not so fun for me, but for you guys, for sure. It's entertainment purpose.
I'm sure the chat, they're all holding a popcorn, just like...
Yeah. Chat, do you guys like my driving? Let me know in chat right now. Please tell me that I'm a good driver so I get my confidence boosted up a little bit. All right, there you go.
Support Sam, please.
A new Twitter
definitely.
hashtag.
By the way, Sam, I think that, if the chat is okay with it and everyone's, up to speed with the bumpy tracks, maybe we could add some other pieces to the track if the chat think it's a good time for that.
Okay.
Andre, could we possibly recall for everybody who may just be joining us and actually hasn't seen the beginning of this, what we've done so far, so they can catch up with us before you guys keep throwing more and more obstacle in front of Sam?
Sure.
Break time for me.
Okay, so guys, if you're just joining us today, just as a reminder, we are doing a first Game Jam live stream. This is for absolute beginners, so if you're just starting with Unity, you are in the right place. Hopefully, you have followed the how to prepare section in the description of this live stream. If you have not, just go ahead and open it up, and you can actually start following along, or you can just finish watching and then follow along later and get hands-on with the karting template yourself. So we do have some awesome prizes, so stick around to check out the description section for more details, but it actually is not going to take all too much. We're giving away 3 gift cards to people that are just watching and 3 gift cards for those that will actually get hands-on and share screenshots of your customized template with us on Twitter by using hashtag YourFirstGameJam and tagging Unity's account. So, all right, Andre, let's go ahead and make it more difficult for Sam. I like it.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Am I ready?
Are you ready, Sam?
I think so. If I have the support of chat, I am. Okay, let's go. Let's do this.
But honestly, it's pretty fun. Just like Kristin told you and showed you that on the prefab folder, you could look for other pieces of track. So the one we did right now was a bumpy track. Mm-hmm. But what I actually think we should do is just get other pieces that we can change the actual shape of the track. So if you go to the same folder, you can choose whatever piece of the track you think it's interesting and even challenging, and then we can go together to how to put it on the actual track.
That sounds awesome. So I just want to mention to you guys who are following along the steps, as you know, Christine mentioned that we have the search field, which I used to search for bump, which popped up the bumpy track. So I'm going to highlight it and simply just delete that row just to make sure, or erase that row, just to make sure that we can see all the prefabs as Andre was talking about. So Andre, you were saying going to the prefabs folder under MG Karting Modular Track Kit, maybe?
Exactly.
That's probably the right one, right?
Exactly.
Ah, look at that. We
And you
got the
already
prefab
have
spoiler.
a pretty cool zoom mode right there to actually see the shape of the track.
Yeah.
I think I suggest you should get like a very curvy one just to add that like spicy little, challenge.
For sure. So I also want to mention one more thing. Andre was talking about the zoom mode in Unity. So as you can see, my project tab is a little bit small right now. So what I can do is, this is not static, and Unity is actually built upon modular windows. So that means the inspector window, the hierarchy, console, project, and everything you can see on Unity right now, pretty much as in terms of windows, you can move them. So what I can do is I can hover my mouse over the project tab title and then simply drag it using the left mouse button, and you will see that we have a floating window. So I can actually let it go right here, and it's going to become quite a literal floating window. And now I can actually resize it just like this. And as Andre said, we have a zoom mode. So bottom right corner of the project tab, you can simply use this little slider here to either make it a actual list of all the prefabs that are available for you to make use of, or you can maximize it and see everything very clearly. So this is great, Andre. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna pick one of these crazy track pieces here. Let's see which one I should. Should I actually pick one of the other track parts as well instead of just doing the starting position? That could be wise, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you should probably disable the ones in front of the bumpy tracks because you don't want to remove all the work Christine did to you.
Right.
You just want to remove the one in front, and then maybe you should add one. Like the one I like the most is like this little curved ramp that actually levels up. But you know what you're up to.
That sounds good. So guys, one thing I normally do when using Unity to do level design and modify parts of the track and stuff like that is, instead of always flying around this way, I simply sometimes, if I have an object of interest where I want to focus on especially, is I simply highlight it using the scene view or the hierarchy window, which is a list of basically all the game objects you have in your current scene. So I can highlight this straight track piece like Andre was talking about, and then simply press the F key on my keyboard, which is going to bring me to it. And if I just move this project window out of the way a little bit, you can see that we now are focused on it, which is super. And I can keep doing this to any game object. However, one thing I'm going to do is go back to the straight track piece right in front of these ones right here. Cool. So as Andre was saying also, and as Christine actually showed us, I'm going to disable this one by simply using the tick option once again. And now is the fun part, because we get to choose which prefab we want to use. So chat, I'm actually a little bit confused which one to use here. Chat, let me know actually in the live chat, do you guys want to see a crazy track, or do you just want to see something really simple and modular? Let me know right now. And meanwhile,
can we vote though? Can we vote?
Yeah.
I vote for crazy. I
vote for crazy too. Sorry.
I was trying to go the easy way.
Hashtag support Sam.
Silver and Laffy say crazy, and Sam, besides, let's be honest, you started with Unity as a level designer, so we trust you.
Oh my god, look at the chat. There you go.
Chat.
Here's your answer.
Chat, I need support.
All, Sam.
All right, chat.
Yep.
I'm not going to upset you guys, and I'm not going to upset my co-host and, our beautiful content creators. So I'm going to do a crazy track. Let's go for, how crazy do we want to go though? Maybe let's go for a track that goes up a little bit like this. So we have a little bit of an elevation, right?
That's really cool.
Oh, and guys, I just forgot to mention actually, this project window, we dragged it into the scene view, but now it's kind of blocking the way and I can't really freely see all of my game objects. So one thing we can do is not only move it around as we want to, but we can make it a sticky window by simply sticking it to one of the other tabs that we have open. So for instance, if I want it to be in its original position where it was when we started the stream, I can simply drag the pin once again and set it around right next to the console window, and it's now going to appear there. So that's super easy to use. And let's see what else we have. Or maybe we added this track piece, so let's modify the scene right away. So Yes, go ahead.
Sam, look, while you're doing your magic, because we trust you with your years of level design experience, and since that's how you got started, I'm actually really curious to hear from Andre and Christine about how they got started in Unity. Christine, do you remember what brought you into Unity, and what was the purpose behind you getting started?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I myself am completely self-taught, and I've used Unity right from the beginning. I've never used anything else really seriously. And that's mostly because Unity has such a wide community, and Unity themselves supports you with so much content that actually enables you to learn. So it was very easy for me to get into it. And I remember back then I made a little platformer with a little pig, and I was so proud of myself when I figured out how to flip the sprite and these sort of things. So, yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm kind of curious to see it now. Is there a possibility of us seeing some screenshots of that little platformer? Did you say with a little pig?
There was a little pig, yes, but I don't know about screenshots.
Well, look, if there is any possibility of that, I think not just myself, but I think everybody who is watching right now would love to see it too. Now, Andre, how did you get started? Did you teach yourself too, like Christine, or did you study Unity more formally?
Thanks for asking, Lena. It's much different as the story. I have a design background, and I wanted to work with games, but I never thought I would be able to actually code. But then I got an opportunity to actually study a bit of code, C# in Unity.
Okay.
And so after those classes, I really enjoyed Unity and the software as a whole. Just like Kristin said, I feel like the software itself feels like it embraces a lot of types of creators, not only programmers, but designers, music composers, anything. So that got me super hooked, and then I've been using Unity for the past 4 years now. So super exciting, yeah.
That's really awesome to hear. And I guess that's also, it's fantastic that you come from two completely different backgrounds, because I think that's something that I really want to highlight, and I think us here as a team in Unity, we want to highlight that it doesn't matter what background you come from. You can have, programming skills, you may know some other programming languages, maybe you're an artist, or maybe you teach yourself, maybe you take Unity as part of your formal education classes right in college or university, and it's just all about getting started. And we're so happy that so many of you are here today taking that first step to get started. You really have to pat yourself on the back, because as they say, the only way to learn, well, I guess as I say, the only way to learn is to start and make mistakes, right? And then
absolutely. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember messing up so much, just when I was learning the program, and I thought I wouldn't be able to, but now I feel comfortable with it, And as you said, I'm not necessarily I didn't study programming, so it's super cool, and I feel like experimenting is the best way to learn. For sure.
Absolutely. And speaking of learning too, I just saw something that Sam did on the screen that I want to bring attention to. Sam, I saw you highlighting multiple pieces of the track and messing with them. Can you tell our viewers that may have never opened Unity before what magic and what sorcery is that? Because you're highlighting multiple pieces and working with them all at once.
Yes, absolutely. So the magic is basically what I've been doing is, like Elena mentioned, is I select multiple track pieces by simply selecting one to begin with. So let's say, for instance, we're going to modify all of these straight track pieces right here, right? So I select the middle one, for instance, or to the most right now. And then I can hold down Shift on my keyboard and press the other one right next to it, and maybe even any other game object in my scene right now. So using the Shift key, basically by pressing and holding it down, you can select and highlight multiple game objects, which allows you to either disable them or, as we said, remove them if you want to fully remove them from your scene, or even modify. So Elena, what I'm doing is just holding down Shift like this, disabling both of them at once.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for explaining that, Sam.
Yeah, no problem at all. So I'm just keeping on with the crazy track that you guys suggested. this is actually going to be pretty awesome. So let's see here. I'm just going to move a few pieces. And chat, I just want to mention, I'm basically repeating the same steps that we did before. And one more thing you might have noticed is I'm duplicating some of the track pieces that I already have instead of keep adding them again and again and again through the project window. So what I can do is, for instance, I already have this straight track piece here and I don't want to add it again from the project tab, so I can highlight it and this time hold down Control if you're on Windows or Command if you're on Mac. So I'm on Windows, I'm holding down Control and pressing D once. That is going to duplicate the track and I can now move it just like a new prefab that I add into my scene. That's really good. So Elena, you guys were talking a little bit about how to get started in, with game development, and I feel like I see some chat, basically some people in chat mentioning that. Do you guys maybe want to continue the conversation? I just don't want to crash into it.
Oh, no, absolutely not. My personal story, I started playing around with Unity once I actually got a job at Unity because I figured that if I'm working with a community of talented creators like Christine and Andre and many, many others, I probably should know something about it. And then I joined a game jam and went to a hack week. And boy, I am incredibly embarrassed of my first project that came out of Unity. So unless you have really large sums of money to bribe me, the world will never see it because, I had to show it off in front of 700 people at the hack week. So that was enough embarrassment, you guys. But I am working on this template. So if it looks good, I may share it myself too. But before that, I spent many, many years admiring video games, playing them myself, both PC and mobile games. And so understanding how they're done in Unity, and I love watching Andre's channel because he recreates really cool game mechanics from popular games. It just gave me so much appreciation because it's really an art, and and that's just kind of my story.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. By the way, you just told. Go ahead, Sam.
I just want to say, chat following on. Elena, show your project. Show your project. Show your project.
Oh my gosh.
Chat, I want a spam of
Yes,
show your
chat.
project. We need to see that first game Elena ever made. Even
You feel
I have
that
not
Sam
seen it.
kind of wants revenge for the crazy track?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, but
know
before revenge, though, Chiro is saying Chiro is part of actually Unity's team. He's saying it might be nice to say what Hack Week is, and so totally, Hack Week is an event that Unity puts once a year, and we essentially get together and spend an entire week hacking, and that means working on projects to both make Unity better, and also simultaneously, some people will work on creating games. I was in a group of people this year that were first-time Unity users. So there was a really large number of us, and it was really, really fun. But as part of Hack Week, a bunch of things come out that actually then may end up in Unity. And Christine ended up going last year herself, so she had an experience there too.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, Sam, how are you doing there? How are you feeling? Are you feeling that your track is looking good? You need more work there? You're trying to spiff it up a little more?
Yeah, I feel like this is going great. I just need a little bit more time because I accidentally overcomplicated it for myself by simply
Nice.
adding too many
But
crazy.
You're following the
practices.
instructions of crazy, so you're good, I guess.
Yeah,
I
that is
agree.
that is true. I mean, that's a fair point. So yeah, I'm basically just trying to get everything aligned again because I used game objects that have different lengths. So I'm just trying to get everything aligned. And guys, for those of you who don't know, or maybe just joining in again, just want to quickly mention we're using ProGrids in order to have this alignment option and feature while level designing. So you can see that I have the ProGrids window open here, and if you guys don't know where to find it, you can simply head over to Tools, ProGrids, and ProGrids window. Now, when I move this, for instance, this track piece right here, you can see that it snaps to a grid, which makes it still very easy to modify the level, even though I'm trying to figure out how to get it aligned again. So it's really a big support in that mission of mine. So carry on.
Yeah, I remember Elena mentioned that she's messing up a little bit with the template, and I just want to let everyone know that I think I am also messing up with the template, and I'm going to share some progress on my Twitter, and I'm sure Christine is doing that too, right?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I'm gonna use the Your Game Jam on Twitter, and then we can. And I encourage you, everyone, if anyone is messing up with the template, please share your progress, because I am so excited to see what everyone is working on.
Andre, it's perfect timing because we were actually just spending some time on Twitter and checking out who is sharing their projects, sharing the progress, and also just letting people know that they're watching this. And I think this may be a time to give away our first prize. What do you guys think? Is
Oh.
chat ready?
Oh,
That sounds
is
good.
chat ready?
Okay, and guys, just before we give it away, I'm going to mention again, we're giving away gift cards to a Unity gear shop, and that is like, oh my goodness, it's the most wonderful place where you can get all kinds of Unity swag, hoodies, t-shirts, backpacks. That's definitely something that I got for myself
Chat,
from
look at
the
this.
swag store.
I'm just trying to show my
Yes.
Unity shirt. Look at this. It's a big, nice Unity logo.
There you go.
And guys, we're going to call out your Twitter name, and please watch out for the prize that's going to be in your direct message. So here we go, guys. The first winner of a $50 gift card to the Unity Gear Shop is RHOSU, and the Twitter name is RH Obsessed. We saw that you shared that you're watching this, and you showed your laptop, and I think there is it looks like a Pokemon figurine sitting on it, so personal
Ooh.
favorite there too. So again, the winner is RHOSU Roshu. I hope I'm not butchering that. I'm actually going to drop the name in the chat here too, but also watch out for a direct message on Twitter. And that's where we're going to share a $50 gift code to Unity Gear Shop. Thank you so much for watching, participating, and also letting your community know that you're part of this event today. So first winner, here we go.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right.
All right, Sam.
track.
I also saw a question from one of the viewers. So let me just go back a little bit. I know you showed it earlier, but let's just do a little bit of a recap because we have a whole bunch more people that just joined us recently. So guys, if you're just joining us, we are using a karting template that you're able to download. You need to have Unity 2018.4 and you need a Unity Hub. Hub is a standalone application. So go ahead and expand the detail section of this stream, and you'll be able to follow along on how to prepare section if you haven't done so already. It'll let you know exactly how to get this template and what you need. It'll tell you exactly how to win prizes. All the information is there. But for now, Sam, Christine, and Andre and myself have been messing around with the track. We made it a little bumpier. Sam right now is modifying it, making it crazy. We have so much more to go. It's still a little gray, so we're going to throw in some color. We're going to animate some things. There are going to be gummy bears. Can we talk about gummy bears, guys? So if you're joining us, there is so much more to come, and we are really excited to have you follow along. Hopefully you'll finish editing and modifying your own template. Share it with 10 friends of yours. And look, if 10 is too many, share it with one friend. Share it with your best friend. Share it with your parents. You've been playing video games for so long. Show them how you made one. Maybe they'll finally appreciate that gaming addiction of yours, guys. So for now, we just announced our first winner. There are 5 more gift cards to go, guys, to the Unity Gear Shop, and we're really hoping that you're enjoying this. If you have any questions, ask us in the chat. We have a team ready and waiting to assist you. And speaking of assisting, I saw a question from one of the viewers, Sam, where he asked whether or not you can stretch a piece. I know we've covered that, but let's actually go ahead and cover that again when you have a second, because we have so many beginners joining, and it's such an easy trick and so easy to modify.
Absolutely. So let me actually exit play mode here. I was just bragging about the game that I'm making because I'm really proud about this. I mean, this track is looking crazy, you guys. So you were talking about stretching the pieces, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So just to demonstrate here, I'm going to highlight a couple of these pieces and just disable them using this tick once again. And there we go. So now we have this empty field, and let's imagine that you don't want to just add new game objects over and over again, and you don't want to duplicate them either. So you have another option. I can select this piece right here, and simply basically press down the R key on my keyboard, or use the tools to the top left of my Unity editor. And this is going to be the same for you, so make sure to check it out. So you have the hand tool, which lets you move around in the scene, and you have the move tool, which basically is the one we're using when moving the game objects. You have rotation, or rotate tool, and you have the scale tool. Now, using the scale tool, you can either use it or toggle it by simply using this tool right here, or simply hit R, as I said, because we have shortcuts for them. So Q, W, E, R, and T. So I hit R, and now you can see that I have a stretch tool. So if I were to stretch this, it does work. It is stretching and it looks nice. However, it's stretching to both sides and not just one, so it's making it very difficult for me to know exactly how much I should stretch it, right? So one option we can do is, remember we went to the tools to the top left of Unity. We have something called, which is going to be by default set to center. Now if I press this, it's going to change to pivot, and along with that we are also going to change the handle position on the game object. So that means the stretch tool is no longer appearing in the center of the game object, but rather at the edge of it. So what I can do now is I can simply keep on stretching it just like this, and you will see that the outline becomes perfectly aligned with the other track piece, which is once again because we're using ProGrids for the alignment. But if you disable alignment, it's going to be unrestricted. So using this method, I can simply now move this back a little bit and just keep stretching it until it fits the part, and there you go. We have a stretched piece, and keep in mind this is only one game object instead of which covers 3 of the same game objects, which is really, really fantastic. So that's pretty much the magic I'm using, Elena.
That's really awesome, Sam. Thank you for answering that. And guys, it may seem like a really basic question, but there's no such thing, because if you're just starting, ask away. Even if it's the simplest of the things that you're trying to look for, we're totally happy to help you here. For instance, I just saw Ankit ask a question as to whether or not you can do something about making that player go faster. Sam, speaking of, it seems like people want you to drive a little more recklessly.
I mean, these viewers, you guys are trying to make me crash over and over again. This is for entertainment purposes only. So yes, we can actually make it go faster. Now, if I just stop modifying the scene for a little bit and focus on the player once again. So, and for those of you joining again, you can see that I'm just moving freely around my scene, but I can also click on the player, hit F, press the F key on my keyboard, and it's going to focus on it. So now, using the inspector window, we can see all of the components and details for the kart, which is the player. Now, in here, we have a few components, like the kart movement, which is probably the one that is most relevant to us because we want to modify the speed. So let's search a little bit through, for instance, default stats right here, which is a toggle, or rather a drop-down list. And you can see that in the properties that are now unfolded, you can see something called top speed. And this is set to 25 by default for this project. And we can go crazy and set it to be double this size, or you know what, Elena, I'm gonna go a little bit more crazy and set it to 75. Because I want to gain the trust of this chat. I want to gain the trust. You guys wanted me to go crazy, and here is the literal definition of crazy. So should I maybe play the game and try it out?
Sam, give me just 1 second. Alexander actually just pointed out that your picture was covering up the field that Ankit was asking about. So would you be able to just move that little, you know how you said Unity is super modular? Can you move that out of the way to show it off? Because goodness, guys, so easy.
That's
just
a good
snap
one,
and go.
Thank you for mentioning that in chat. Actually, I sometimes forget the camera. So here we go. I'm just going to basically drag this little title of the inspector window and move it to somewhere in the scene view where we can freely watch it. And here it is. So what I was doing here, let me just redo the step, is I simply highlighted my kart game object, which is the player, and then went to the kart movement component, because it sounds like the speed should be there, right? Because it's related to movement. And in here, it says default stats. So I went in there and changed the top speed. Now, this was set to 25 like this, but I simply hit it like this and just highlighted the text in there, or the number rather, and set it to be 50 first, but then 75, because why not? So that's pretty much it.
Okay, Sam, well, look, you better buckle up because that is really, really fast. Are we talking miles or kilometers? Because what metric system are we using?
This is the Unity unit system, and I think Andre should actually know this pretty good as well, because he was talking about this just a couple days ago when I was talking to him, right, Andre?
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on what kind of variables you're multiplying, and I'm sure the Unity team that made the kart template, they use their own like algorithm to sort of like multiplicate acceleration with top speed. So honestly, I don't know if that's kilometers, that units. Good question.
Hey guys, that was just a joke. We're not going to try to blow your mind today. We're just trying to make sure Sam does not crash into anything. So Sam, let's give it a spin, I guess, huh?
All right, for sure. So before we enter play mode, just want to mention, as you guys know, I dragged the inspector to somewhere just so that it became floating on top of the scene view. Just like I did with that, I can drag it back to its original position like this and just kind of stick it to the lower right corner of my screen, let it go, and it's up there. Now I can resize it a little bit, just go up like this. There you go. So let's give it a try and see how my drifting is. Oh boy, this is gonna be exciting. Oh, and you guys, I muted the game audio just for the sake of hearing Andre, Christine, and Elena talking. So you can mute the game audio using the top right corner where it says mute audio. So if you guys are interested in that, you can do so. But the music is pretty good actually, so I'm a little bit sad that I actually muted it, but here we go. So the speed is pretty good here, Elena, and my drifting is kind of good actually.
I mean, I'm really, really proud of you, Sam. I think I'm just happy that I'm not the one having to be in front of folks showing off my driving skills. Although I will say, you guys, one of my favorite games growing up, well, not one, but most of my favorite games growing up were racing games. So, Sam, maybe you and I should go head to head and have a little competition pretty soon.
All right. I see where this is going. I'm down to it. Chat, let us know. Would Elena win or would I win? What do you think? Vote for me. Just say vote for me right now. I want to see some
Sam?
chat saying Sam.
Yeah, people should say either Team Elena or Team Sam.
I flipped
Team
my
Ryan.
car.
Well, I guess I just won a few votes, guys.
Oh, man.
Oh, Sam.
Oh, look at that.
Sam.
They're supporting you.
Oh, look at that.
That's
Elena,
because they see you driving.
Arda said me. He says he would win. Okay. We got a little bit of a competition going on here. I like it.
Okay. Well, guys, if you're modifying your very own template, what is the speed that you just adjusted to? Did you decide to go crazy or did you decide to go a little safer? We want to hear how you decided to modify. Sorry, Sam. Is it sorry, Sam or sorry, Sam? Unity. Team Elena. Why, thank you, guys. I feel so loved right now.
Wow. We need a team Sykoo right now. We need a squad for myself. All right. We're at war right now. I'm taking this very competitively.
Speaking of work, Sam, we seem to have a whole bunch of people that feel like we should start making this more colorful, right? And I hear a lot of comments there. Guys, don't worry, we have it coming. We'll show you how to make this more colorful. But I think Christine actually has a really good one coming up that we cannot skip. Christine, what do you have in store for Sam right now?
Well, I think I'm pretty sure the chat will agree with me. We want to make this track a little bit more colorful. And by that, I mean very much rainbow. So, Sam, how do you feel about that?
Okay.
I think that sounds really interesting. Let's go ahead and give it a try.
Okay. Are you ready?
I think so. Have you got the steps for me? Because I need some guidance.
Well, first of all, do you by now know what the rainbow looks like?
Andre, do we know what the rainbow looks like?
Oh my god, I've practiced this so
Calling
much.
Calling for support, chat. Please write
Chat,
down what a rainbow
please.
looks like.
What's the first color of the rainbow? Pop quiz.
Is it yellow?
It is yellow in my world.
Wait,
Okay,
does that
then
mean
I
it's
think we should
correct?
start.
Is yellow correct?
That means it means it's correct because I said so.
Wow, look
There you
at
go.
that. She's like, I'm making the rules, and whatever you say, I can make it right or wrong. Cool, I like that. All right, let's say it's yellow then.
Thank you. Okay, so let's start. Maybe you can create a new folder in your project window first.
Right. So let's see. Oh, yeah, I got the project window here. I was looking for it. I was like, yeah, this is the hierarchy. All right, guys. So once again, the project window is a little bit small, and I assume we're going to work with it pretty much. So I'm just going to drag it once again to the scene view and resize it like this. Scale it up a little bit. All right, you said we're going to create a folder, right?
Yes, please.
So does it matter which, because I see the assets folder, the gizmos folder, UTech, MG Karting, because we have a bunch of different folders. Does it matter where I create this folder?
Well, no, it doesn't, but it matters to me that you call it materials.
Ah, okay, organized. All right, you guys. So I'm gonna go to the assets folder, which is the head folder. And in here, I'm going to right click anywhere that's empty and then going to create, and you said a material, or actually a folder to begin with, right?
Yes, please, because we want to organize all our materials that we're gonna need to make the track colorful.
Coolio. So in that case, I have something called new folder, and you said it's important to call it materials. Is that your personal preference, or is it important for Unity to recognize it?
It's not, but I feel like it's a nice common practice that a lot of people follow.
Cool. I like that. That's a fair argument. All right. So we got the materials folder in the assets directory. Now I'm going to double click on it and enter it. So what's the next step here?
Okay, the next step would be to create some materials. And if you want to do it like I would do it, you just name them 1 to 7, so the numbers.
Oh, okay. So what happens when you name them after the numbers?
Well, they will be nice and in order, and that will make it easier for you to just follow along and drag them in one at a time.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool. So I simply head over, basically right click anywhere that's empty in the folder, in the materials folder, and then go to create and pick material this time. So let's do this, and it's gonna allow us to rename it. So maybe I can, you said yellow is the first color, right?
Yes.
So just to keep a track of it, maybe let's call it 1 yellow, right?
Well, I have a little Unity tip for you. If you just call it 1 and then you duplicate it 6 times, you will get the numbers 1 to 7 and don't need to rename anything.
Oh.
Wait, really? You know
Yes,
what's funny?
really.
I actually didn't know. I was like, wait, really? Is
Yes,
this, can we
seriously,
go
Sam.
off stream? Can you teach me some more?
If you want
Alright.
to, I can make a private session just with you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Unity tips, guys. It's Tuesday. It's the official
that's-
Unity tips day.
That's one of the reasons why everyone should check Kristin's channel out.
100%.
Totally.
Thank you.
That's a
And
good
guys,
one.
also another reason to continue to learn, because look at that, our Sam was just taught something completely brand new. So you learn every single day.
That's correct. Yeah. I mean, game development is also one of these like big branches. So for sure, like you will always have things to learn. And I've been making games for a very long time, but I still learn very basic and advanced stuff as I go. You know what I mean? So take your time when you're getting into game development. It's your first day, first year, doesn't matter. Take your time and just give it a shot. So Christine, now to continue, you said you can duplicate the material, right?
Yes.
Is that the same way as I duplicated the track by simply highlighting the material and then holding down Control and pressing D?
Yes, luckily Unity is utilizing like the same short keys for the same action, but within different windows. So you can just use what you're using in your scene view.
That's really cool. So now we got number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. How many numbers, how many different colors does a rainbow have? That's my important question now.
7.
7, okay. I knew that. I was just testing you out, you know, just trying, making sure you're on it.
I'm sure.
For sure, yeah, 100%. All right, so I got the materials, 7 different materials now. So what is the next step?
Well, the next step would be to open each of these materials individually. So you click on one material and then you check out its inspector.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So material number 1, and then we have the inspector. I see a color field right next to albedo. Is that something of interest?
Yes, definitely. You need the color field next to albedo to select your color.
Oh, okay. So let's click this. Oh, look at this. We have a color wheel. That's really cool. So let's say we're gonna have a yellow. What kind of shade? What shade of yellow though? There are like so many different options here.
Sam, you better not disappoint me here. I want a pretty shade of yellow. I want a pretty rainbow.
Oh my God. Look at this pressure, chat. This is what I have to deal with. We need a pretty color, not just a regular color, but a pretty color. Guys, let us know in chat what kind of yellow and how many different colors you're actually going for your rainbow. I'm interested to know because is this right? Are we doing the wrong thing? Let us know in chat.
But hey, Sam, I think in the spirit of the Tuesday tips, right? Maybe we could get the perfect shade of yellow. I don't know if everyone's seen this, but like there's a little icon for the post-processing effect, right? In the scene. Can you show us that?
Yes. Wait, let me move these windows out of the way. Get out, project window.
Come on.
Let me see the scene view. All right, cool. Yes, I got the post-processing effect, which is a rainbow. You're right. Next to my
that's a
cart
good
here.
reference for us that don't know what a rainbow looks like.
Hashtag Unity tips, more like hashtag Unity cheats. So here we go, guys.
Come on.
Cheat list. That's cool.
So yeah, a cool tip is since you open the color wheel, right? You could use the color picker, I guess is that how you call it, to literally click on whatever pixel on your screen and it will like sort of like grab that color.
Oh, that's interesting. So it even works with any window. That's really cool, actually. So using the post-processing, maybe, oh, look at this. We can select the perfect literal pixel to actually set as a color. You said a pretty color and a shade of yellow. So which one do I pick? Chat, which
Sam.
one are you going for? Yeah?
Sam, while you're picking the perfect color, perfect shade of yellow, I actually just tweeted out my color scheme, which I'm really proud of. Christine, I think you might like my yellow too. It's a little neonish, but I just wanted to say I am on Twitter right now, and I am so blown away by all of you guys' participation. There are so many people tweeting out their progress and sharing what they're doing and just sharing that they're watching. You're all absolutely amazing. And I don't know, guys, you're just blowing my mind right now. Thank you so much for being here and sharing with us. Now, Sam, back to your struggle of picking perfect yellow.
Yeah. I actually picked a very nice shade of yellow right here. I'm very proud of this pick. It doesn't look orange either. It's perfect yellow. So should I move over to the second material here just to speed up things a little bit?
Yes, of course.
Cool.
Do you know what follows after yellow, though?
That's a good question. Oh, actually, yes, I do. And I'm absolutely not looking at the post-processing icon. Never would do that. Never. Ever. Just gonna pick the perfect color because I obviously know it's orange, red.
It's orange.
I knew that. I was just testing you, just making sure you're not looking at the post-processing icon. So, red color, and there we go, number 4. Kind of pinkish, right? Maybe a little bit of a, oh, I like this, a vibrant pink. Okay. And then we're gonna move over to the, okay, I like this. That's a good blue, actually.
All right, Sam. Now, again, while you're struggling selecting colors, because it is indeed very, very important, I just want to mention and just go back and welcome anybody who is joining us right now. I just saw that the chat, there are new people popping in, more people are joining us. And so I just want to again say welcome to everybody who is just coming to join us for the stream, guys. This is Unity's first game jam, and also hopefully your first game jam, hosted by Sykoo Sam. We have Kristin Stock, and as well we have Andre from Mix and Jam. Today we're playing around with a karting template, which you can actually get from Unity's hub, and we're using Unity 2018.4. If you need any help to get started, it's all there for you guys. Just go ahead and check out the how to prepare section of the stream. We've done a lot so far, but if you're just joining us right now, don't worry. You can actually jump right in and just follow along what Sam is doing right now, and then you can go back and play with the template and do what Sam did in the beginning at a later time. So if you're just coming in, don't get nervous. You can actually join us exactly where we are right now. So welcome everybody, and let's go back to Sam's color picking.
Super. Yeah, that's a good mention actually. And I have 7 really, really nice looking shades of different colors. So we got the rainbow color palette here. And Kristin, what is the next step that I should do here?
Well, the next step luckily is super, super easy. So what you do is you just click on one of your colors and you drag it along into the scene, and you drag it onto the track piece that you want to color.
Oh, look at that. And this is working for any other game object too. Oh, I'm going to go crazy with the colors because of this. All right,
yes,
that's good.
please. We want you to.
For sure. So I'll just keep repeating this step then, right? Because I dragged in yellow, and the next step, let's drag in the orange. Oh, look at this color palette here, guys. This is looking really, really nice, actually. And this is going to be a long red because we have one single game object, a track piece that goes a very long way, which is looking pretty good. Oh, and also, ironically enough, as you know, like red means kind of like difficult, you know what I mean? And we have the most difficult part of the track as colored as red, so which is pretty good actually. I'm really happy with this.
I like it.
Yeah, so let's continue with this. Purple. Oh, I like this shade of purple. All right, so I'll just keep doing this for the whole track. Is there anything else you want me to add on, Kristin, or should I just do this for the whole track?
I think you should just do this for the whole track.
Sounds good, sounds good. And I'm seeing a bunch of different people chatting here, live chat, and 700 plus people watching. Thank you guys so much for joining, by the way. Really appreciate the time. And hopefully this stream will help you get started with Unity and maybe even your game development career. And just want to mention one more thing, as we talked about earlier in the stream, actually, when we were getting started. We basically take this as an example of how to get started, and feel free to use the techniques that you learn during the stream in your own projects, in your own games, because that's how you learn, by simply trying and trying and trying. If you fail, if you don't make a game that you wanted to make, that's fine. Take your time and just get into it. So I'm just gonna keep coloring the pieces here.
Sam, speaking of getting into it, we have a few questions, but I also want to go back to learning you got into Unity, because I've asked Kristin and Andre and told my story, but haven't asked you yet. But first and foremost, Alan Hamid is actually asking whether or not we've already shown how to change the player animation. Alan, we have not gotten to that just yet, but if you just stick around, it is absolutely coming. We'll make sure to cover that up eventually. So just don't go anywhere. It's definitely on the agenda. But Sam, how did you get started with Unity, and how long ago was it? You said you've been making games for a long time.
Yes, that's correct. So I'm 22 years old right now, a little bit of personal info. And I got started with game development in general when I was 12 or 11 years old. I was basically really intimidated of programming, but I knew what it meant, right? And I didn't really know, like, I knew the definition, but I didn't know how to do it. And I was also really interested in games, and I've always been kind of curious and asking questions like, well, I like this game. I love Need for Speed, for instance, but I wonder how they get this car, or how they make it move, or how they make these graphics, because it looks so good back in the time. And so I just kind of started Googling around for how to make games without programming, because I really was intimidated. And Unity has always been known for being this easy and intuitive tool, a foundation pretty much for making games. And that's how I kind of got into Unity. It was really interesting, and I remember downloading some assets that were free, published by Unity and published by other creators through the asset store, the Unity asset store. And it basically just trying around and making some games as much as I can. And then I got into programming and just kind of was a little bit more interested, and that's what made me roll into this more YouTube style content creation, which is, that's pretty much how I got started, just drifting around. But yeah.
I love it. And speaking of drifting around, I'm actually back on Twitter, you guys. As you know, we have prizes giveaway. We've only given away one of our prizes, and we have 5 more to go. The prizes are gift certificates to Unity Gear Shop, where you can get a whole bunch of really awesome goodies. And speaking of drifting, I'm looking at Jamie lead bidder submission, and I absolutely would love to drift down this track. So I feel like that is worth a prize. So let's go ahead and mention Jamie in the chat. I'm going to drop the name in a second. Jamie, and the Twitter name is @JamieLeadBidder. The prizes will be in your direct message after the stream is over, and a $50 gift card going your way, because that looks absolutely incredible. Thank you for joining us and sharing with the community that you are also participating in this live stream. Thank you for being here with us. And speaking of being here with us, Sam, did you see that we have so many people that just joined us? Let's actually maybe take a moment and introduce our co-hosts, our guests, Christine and Andre, because more people are joining. And I feel like we need to spotlight these amazing, incredible creators. Christine, can you just tell everybody your channel name and where they can find you? And Andre, you as well?
Yes, of course. So, hi. In case you're just joining, my name is Christine. I create sort of mid-level difficulty tutorials on my YouTube channel, which you can find if you type in Kristin Stock, which is my actual name. Or you can also find me on Twitter if you search for It's Christine Seriously. Yep, that's it.
Awesome. Andre, how about you? Where can people find you?
Oops, sorry. Hey, people can find me on my YouTube called Mix and Jam, and on my channel I recreate from other games. So like, just like Sam was saying, like watching a game and like wondering how things are done, that's kind of like my process of thought. So maybe people think it's interesting, so maybe check it out.
Awesome. I hope that you guys are going to give them a moment to check out their content. Christine, one of my favorite videos of yours is where you're essentially making everything jelly-like and turning basically anything you can get your hands on in Unity into jelly. So that's something that we're going to do next, guys. So if you're wondering what's going to happen soon, spoiler alert, we're going to have some gummy bears, and I'm really looking forward to that. And Sam, really quickly, we actually have a question from one of the participants. Mm-hmm. He's asking if he can actually undo something that he just did. Satellite said, I messed up the perspective tool somehow. What do I do? Can you give a tip on that?
The perspective tool, okay. So in Unity, so if you make a mistake with your level design, for instance, like let's say I'm moving this a little bit too farther away and I want to go back to its original position without having to move it precisely. I can hold down Control and press Z on my keyboard, which is the regular undo command, and if you're on Mac, it's going to be Command and Z. So using those shortcuts, you can undo pretty much anything you do in Unity. So you were saying, Elena, he did a mistake on the perspective tools, right?
Yes.
So let's see here. Which perspective tool is it exactly? Just want to make sure that I'm on the same page.
I think he's mentioning, in the top right corner, where you can press perspective and then it goes like isometric. Oh. Maybe he clicked that, right?
Yes. Oh, I see. Yeah. So top right corner, like Andre was saying, you have this, I don't want to call it a button, but kind of like a text that says persp, which stands for perspective. And if you press it, it's going to toggle into ISO, which stands for isometric. So I can toggle out of it just like I pressed it. And if you use these little arrows here, or these cones rather, you will see that it kind of just snaps to one single perspective. And to go back out of it, you can simply just hold down right mouse button in the scene view and just simply move around. So that's as easy as it gets.
That's really awesome. And Sam, we have another question from Ro Miller, who was actually, I think, the winner of our gift card. I'm just seeing similar icon from the YouTube and Twitter. Ro is asking, I don't suppose you could quickly summarize how you color the tracks once more. And I think that's actually really great, guys. Don't ask, don't be embarrassed to ask, because by repeating the steps, that's how you learn. So Sam, let's just maybe recap this really quickly.
Absolutely. So the way I do it is I simply created a bunch of different materials, 7 materials in total, which Christine helped me by guiding me what a rainbow is, the colors. And so when you have the materials ready, all you have to do is simply select one and drag it into your scene view. Now, if I hover this over any other game object in my scene, you will see that it changes the color to the material color. So let's say, for instance, I'm going to have my tree be yellow, and then I'm going to drag the orange material onto my house because I have a fantasy like this, and then the red material to the bigger house. And just like that, you can color very easily. There you go.
That's really awesome. Hopefully, Rose says, thank you guys. Ro, you're very welcome. If you have any other questions, all of our viewers, please don't hesitate to ask us. All right. Activate Live-In Challenger says, I feel so slow. Don't worry about it. This is how learning feels, you know.
Yes.
Some people get into it faster. Some people get into it not so fast. I mean, look, if I have to tell you how many times I had to start over on one of my first projects in Unity, you would be probably laughing at me. But in the end, I got it to where I want it to be. So don't feel like it's taking you too long. Don't feel like you're not catching on too fast. It's just everybody has different speed at which they learn, guys. So regardless of where you're at, just continue on and you will eventually end up, pretty skillful. And goodness gracious, wouldn't it be amazing if one of you who are watching today ended up with a game that could later be reviewed by Andre on his channel, Mix and Jam, and he showed off how to recreate one of the mechanics that you made in your game, guys? That's something to aspire to be, isn't it?
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Andre, review my game. I'm just saying I want a review. This is kind of crazy. No, that's a really good idea, actually. So guys, like Elena said, don't forget to tweet us screenshots, GIFs, videos, whatever you make out of your game. Tweet us. What was the Twitter hashtag, Elena? Just remind me here.
The Twitter hashtag, if you guys are just watching or if you're watching and participating, you can tweet at us to enter to win prizes, but also to let folks know that you're actually doing this right now. It is hashtag your first game jam, and also don't forget to tag Unity's account, which is at Unity3D, and we're really excited to see what's happening. The Twitter is blowing up right now. We have hundreds of people watching. Hopefully a lot of you are actually playing this. Speaking of playing, I think, Sam, towards the end of this, you're actually going to play what Christine and Andre are making, aren't you?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see what they've done. And
That's
guys, it'll be so much fun because trust me, these two are so different. So their games are going to look totally different, I predict.
Yeah. And can I just say something really quickly? I saw a very nice question in chat from Mauman. I hope I'm not butchering your name. I'm sorry if I am. But he was asking, how do you fly so fast in the scene view? So basically, for those of you joining, or if you haven't seen what I actually did here, I can fly around, generally speaking, by holding down the right mouse button and then simply look around and use the W, A, S, and D keys, so the first-person shooter game keys, which is for the movement, and to simply just move around. Then I can hold down the Shift key and simply speed it up, and it's going to get faster and faster. So as you can see, we're moving really crazy fast right now and literally speeding across the whole map. And here's one more really quick suggestion before I give the microphone over to you, Elena. Sorry for cutting into it. Now that we have been flying around a little bit and we sped up ourselves, you can see that we are very much outside of our game view, or actually where the game takes place. So instead of flying back into it like this, which can be a little bit more slow, you can simply highlight one of the, for instance, the cloud here, and then press F on your keyboard, and you will highlight and focus on this game object, which will bring you faster and faster to the game objects that you're interested in. And I can do the same thing with the track here, and boom, I'm back where the game takes place. All right, sorry for cutting in, Elena. I just wanted to answer the question.
Absolutely not. I'm actually seeing some really great comments. So Bugsy Lovers Tech says to just change the speed of the kart, whoop whoop, and that just sounds awesome. I'm seeing so many of you guys sharing what you're doing. It is so inspiring to see you get your hands on it. Don't be shy. Ask questions. Make mistakes. That's how you learn, guys. That's how you end up, perfecting your skills. Mistakes are part of the process. So.
Yes.
Yeah, super awesome. Now, Christine, I know that I mentioned earlier that one of my favorite videos from your channel is you essentially turning everything into Jello. I guess Jello and gummy bears aren't exactly the same, but they do jiggle. We did say we're going to throw some gummy bears in here. Are we going to do that?
Definitely, I think we should. So,
I
Sam, are
agree.
you ready for some more verbal instructions?
I think so. Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay, so this one is pretty easy. There are prefabs pre-made in this project that you can use. And if you go again to your project window and you search just for gummy, you should find the gummy bears, I think.
Okay, cool. So for those of you just joining in again, I just quickly want to recap. As you can see, the project window is really little for me, very small for me. So I can just drag the title of it here and then scale it up like this. And boom, it's much, much bigger now. So you were saying I can search through the assets that I have, right?
Yes.
Okay, so using the search field, maybe I can type in jelly. I don't think I'm finding anything. Gummy. Yes, there it is. Gummy bear. Jelly bear. Wow. Sam,
Jelly bears.
I was thinking
What's a
of the
jelly
building
bear?
that's kind of like a jelly because it's like, you know what I mean? Like boink, boink.
It's okay, Sam. I confused you there because I was talking about the jelly meshes video from channel.
See, that's your fault, not my fault, chat.
I take full responsibility, guys. But now that you found the gummy bear,
Yes.
man, I'm getting hungry now just thinking of gummy bears.
I know.
Me too.
I am craving some
Same.
food and some candy. All right, so I got the gummy bear. Do you want me to just drag it into the scene once again, just like any other prefab?
Yes, please, and find a good position for it.
Oh, okay. This is making it challenging. Where should I place it? I want it somewhere where the player can really see it. So you guys, I am basically just dragging it into my scene first and foremost, and then I'm going to put the project tab over here again, just like that. And now I have the scene view for myself. I can see every game object. And now I can just move it freely as I want to. Oh, and also the Pro Grids feature, once again, we have the snapping option turned off for now. So I'm just gonna turn it back on. And now I can snap this gummy bear or jelly bear as I call it. That's what I call it. Anywhere I want to within this grid. Super. So let me find a good spot. Maybe, Oh, you know what? I have the perfect spot. Maybe put it right here so the player can see it wherever they rotate. Oh, look at this. It's going to scale up a little bit. There you go. Oh, not that axis. There you go. I accidentally made the nose of the gummy bear really long, looking at Pinocchio.
Sam, can you actually explain that to us, how you were scaling things up and down and sideways? That's really interesting.
Yes, for sure. So one thing I'm doing here is on the top left of Unity, we have actually 6 now different tools that we can make use of. So you can see that we have the hand tool, the move tool, which is the one we're using to move the gummy bear, and we have the scale tool. So using the scale tool, either I can pick it through the toolbar or the tools menu right here, or I can use the shortcuts on my keyboard, which you guys have set up as well, using Q for the hand tool, W for move, E for rotate, and an R for scale. So pressing R on my keyboard and we have the scale tool. Then I can either scale it in one axis, making it really weird like this. It's gonna look really bad. And I can then undo by holding down Control, pressing Z. There you go. Or I can simply hold down the center pivot point, which is going to scale it in every axis accordingly. So it's going to be equivalent, and that's going to make it just appear bigger. So that's pretty much it, Elena. That's a really simple trick in Unity.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Sam.
No problem.
Also, can we just talk about Andre throwing in a gummy bear emoji in the chat?
I was looking for a
adorable.
gummy. I was looking for a gummy one, and a normal one, but it serves a purpose.
Okay. Sorry, Christine. We just sort of interrupted you and hijacked you here. We'll step aside. You can keep directing Sam.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. I love that gummy bear, but maybe since I've seen a lot of people ask about it again, Sam, Maybe we could like color the gummy bear to show how to color something again.
Yes, of course. So just to mention, we have this materials folder that I created with the advice and the guidance of Kristin. So we have it inside the assets folder right here, materials. And so you were saying that we can create a new material here, right?
Yes, please do that. Maybe
Cool,
call
yeah.
it gummy bear.
Okay, like that name. So let me right click anywhere that's empty in this folder and then go into create and simply pick material. Now this one, you said it's going to be called gummy bear, and in parentheses I'm just going to put jelly bear because that's what I call it. There we go. So what color do you want for this gummy bear?
I think I want purple. I think you haven't used purple yet.
I think so, yeah, that's a good one. So we're gonna click the color picking tool right here next to the albedo once you select the material. So make sure you guys do highlight it because the inspector window shows the details and the components and all of the properties and values for each prefab and for each game object. So highlight it, click on the color, and boom, we have a color picker. So you were talking about purple. Let's find a nice suitable purple color for this gummy bear. Let's see, this is blue, this is too bright. Yep, that's a good one. So I'm just gonna close down the color picker and then I will drag the material onto the gummy bear. And there you go. You know what's funny, Kristin, is that the eyes are different game objects of this gummy bear, so they're still not applied to the purple color. Do you feel like we should add some different color to the eyes, or should I keep them blue, or what should I do with them?
No, I think you should leave them like that. I kind of like that. But I feel like, how do you feel about showing people how they can change the properties of the material? So maybe they could make it transparent?
Yes, absolutely. So once again, using the project window, I'm just going to highlight the gummy bear material that we created for a couple minutes ago. And in here, in the inspector, remember I mentioned that you can see all the details, the components, and different values. So Kristin was asking about showing transparent, for instance. So in here, we have something called rendering mode. Now this is set to opaque, so I'm gonna go ahead and select transparent, and it's going to make the game object transparent a little bit, and then you can modify the values, a bunch of different values as a matter of fact, like metallic and smoothness and all these fun values you wanna play with. But on top of it, to actually make it transparent, you can go to the color right next to the albedo once again, and then simply reduce or decrease the alpha value to make it transparent like this. This is looking really cool. And actually, Kristin, should I keep it transparent? It's looking really nice.
Yeah, I think so. I think it looks more jelly-like. I really like that, actually.
Right? Yeah. All right, let's keep it like that. So just gonna close this down and boom, we have a transparent jelly or gummy bear in the scene. What is the next step?
Sam, before you guys go into the next step, I actually saw some questions from our viewers. How to save scenes. And since you're making modification to this incredibly cool looking gummy bear, maybe you could talk about how to save things.
Absolutely. So you were cutting out a little bit, so just double checking. You said save scenes, right?
Yes, you got it.
Awesome. So there are a couple ways. First and foremost, what I normally do is I always use shortcuts because I'm really a shortcut guy. So you can either hold down Control if you're on Windows or hold down Command if you're on Mac, and then simply press S. So it's going to save your scene. Now, if you want to save the scene as a different scene, as a new one, you can hold down Control once again or Command, and then hold down Shift as well and press S, which is going to bring up this window here. So in here you can pick wherever you want to save it and then go ahead. Or if you want to go a little bit more manual, you can simply head over to File menu and Save or Save As, which Save As, once again, it also shows the shortcut. So this is the one where you get the window pop up even if you have the scene saved. So that's pretty much it.
That's really awesome. Thank you so much for recapping it.
Yeah, no problem. Coolio. Okay, Kristin, we got the gummy bear or the jelly bear, transparent, and a very nice purple shade on it. So I really like this. What else should I do here?
Sam, I think your scene is still a little bit naked, and since I've learned that you used to be a level designer, you maybe use the other food props. Like, I know there's a lollipop, and I know there's licorice, which I love, even though
okay.
that's an unpopular opinion.
I love licorice. I'm just going to say that out loud. One of my
Yes,
childhood
Sam.
friends got me used to it, and I can't stop eating it. I'm sorry, just wanted to mention.
I love that.
Yes.
I usually get side-eyed for my love of licorice.
I know, same. I can relate. Chat, do you guys love licorice or not? Let us know in chat right now. I want to know. Anyway, go ahead, Christine. What were you saying?
Well, so there are some other assets you could use. There's a folder that is called food props, I think.
Oh, okay. Food props, modular track kit, mod assets, 3D props.
I think it's in
cart.
prefabs.
Okay. Yes, food props. There it is. So MG karting, mod assets, 3D props, and food props. There you go. Ooh, look at that. We have a donut. We have a cookie. We have the gummy bear, licorice, and lollipop. That's awesome. So which one do you want me to decorate the scene with?
Donuts.
Yes.
Definitely donuts. Well, for my
Oh, let's
personal
go.
game, I made a ginormous donut that you drive through.
That's
Whoa.
genius.
Oh, can I do that too?
Yes, I'll allow it.
Oh, cool.
That is so awesome.
I got the permission. That's great. So let me add it. I'm going to just figure out a position for this. So guys, I'm just going to drag this donut into my scene. And just to clear up the scene view, once again, I'm going to move the project window to become a sticky window right next to console. So you can just drag it into the menu bar here. And boom, there you go. So once we have that there, we have the scene view for ourselves, and now I can see clearly. So the gummy bear is kind of blocking out the donut if I'm gonna make it ginormous. So maybe let's move it outside of the track like this and just stare creepily at the player as they're driving through. So that's gonna be a cool surprise. So using the scale tool, once again, if you guys are new, using the top left toolbar, you can either pick hand tool, move tool, rotate, or scale, or using the R key on your keyboard, which is the shortcut for scale, you can just simply press it and you can now scale the game object. So I'm gonna make it really large like this. And oh, look at this. It's pretty much as big as the track right now. Let's see. You said the player is driving through yours, right?
Yes, I think I made the scale up to 3,000.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense actually, because mine is at 2,500, 2,000, or yeah, 2,400 actually. So that's a pretty big scale. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to pick the rotate tool that I was talking to you guys about, which you can easily do by pressing E on your keyboard. And then using the blue rotation axis, I'm going to rotate it like this. And as you can see, it's not really, I'm not sure if this is precise or if this is correct. So what I can do is I can simply go to the transform component in the inspector window when I have this donut highlighted and simply change the rotation for X. So what I'm going to do here is, since it's set to be minus 89 or minus 90 degrees, I can probably set it to 0, or maybe, yeah, let's set it to 0 and then set the other axis to 90. And there you go. So now we have the perfect rotation for it. And using the move tool, which you can go back to by using the W key on your keyboard, you can just simply move it around and make it fit your scene. I think this is looking really good, Christine. Let's see.
Yeah, I love it.
Good.
Cool.
They're going to drive through it. Cool, cool. So as you guys can see, just before Christine continues, you can see that it's kind of overlapping with the track, but I also don't want to make it smaller in here because the player is already, like, it's already tight enough for the player to drive through, so I just don't want to play with that. But what I can do is I can make it a little bit more perfectly aligned for the track. I can do that by going to the scale tool one more time by using the R key on my keyboard, and then simply drag the blue axis to make it a little more slim and a little more fit. So, and then I can just go back to move tool with the W key, and there you go. Now we have it a little bit better aligned. And actually, let's do it just a little bit more and move it just to the side. You can see that it's not really aligning perfectly, and that's because we have the snapping option of Pro Grids enabled. So I'm going to toggle that off and then move it again. And now you'll see that it's perfectly aligned with the track piece. All right, Kristin, I took some time, but this is perfect, Kristin. This looks really, really good.
Yeah, I think so too. I really like it, Sam.
Thank you. So what should I do next, Kristin? I have the donut, I have the gummy bear. What is the next step?
I feel like you should maybe dig into the ancient props. It's also inside the mod assets and then the 3D props.
Okay. So the ancient props folder in the project window, you guys. Oh, look at this. We have the archway, pillar, pyramid. Wow. Okay, we have a bunch of different things. Which one should I use?
I feel like the pyramid, and I feel like you should make it upside down.
Oh, look at that. Okay, okay. We're going really complex here. All right,
Yes.
Let's see. Where should I place this though? Let's
Sam,
scale it up.
while you're trying to figure out a place to place that pyramid, that was redundant. I actually have a question. So Lucas Sane is asking, can you talk about the best practice workflow and folder structure when making a project? Since you were just looking for props in the folder, I thought maybe this is a good time to mention some of the organizational and best flow tips in Unity. And I guess that goes out both to you, Kristin, and Andre. What are your tips?
Well, for me personally, I always like to structure things so it's easy for me to find. So everything that I put into the category of art, I put into one sort of folder. Like I'd have the models, the materials. Then I'd have a separate folder where I put all my prefabs. So where I have maybe like assigned a special material to a model and it has a collider in the script. So I make a prefab out of that. And then scripts and stuff I'd keep separate. That's how I would do it.
That sounds great. Actually, personally, that is my preferred method. I prefer to keep those separate. Andre, how about you?
What I like to do a lot is just like separate each folder for each type of thing. So usually in my projects, I have folders for materials, for prefabs, for scenes, and for audio, animation. So each and everything has their own like specific folder. But for instance, for scripts, for example, I like to make subfolders for the specific type of script. So if it's a script for UI, if it's a script for movement, then I like to separate because, I'm very organized. I like to believe I'm very organized in that sense.
Sounds great. Well, and also another thing to mention too, look, it's a really great question, but Unity, as Sam mentioned at the beginning, is so versatile and a lot of people use it very differently, right? We organize our windows differently. Some of us have editors in different locations, and it's just all up to you, whatever works for you. But overall, I feel like the cleaner you keep it, the faster you can get to things when you're, working on a project, especially once it becomes sort of more complex and it's not just a small team you're working on. So whatever works for you, but overall, thank you guys for sharing your opinions and your best practices. Oh my gosh, Sam, what is happening with the gummy bear on top of the upside down?
I've been laughing for like 2 minutes straight because people in chat are like, it looks like a cheese. And somebody else was like, have Goku fighting another like Dragon Ball Z character. It looks so perfect as like a fighting platform. I literally have a gummy bear doing breakdance on top of a vertically flipped pyramid, which is perfect. I mean,
a very peculiar thin pyramid.
Exactly. Yeah. So actually, this is a good thing to mention. As you guys know, if you were watching what I was doing while listening to Elena and Kristin talk, and Andre, what I did was the pyramid was a little bit too big to fit around the edges of this track piece. So what I did is I simply highlighted it and then press the R key on my keyboard once again to enter the scale tool. Now, the scale tool is basically allowing you to scale down or up game objects. So using it, I was basically just playing around with the individual axis of the pyramid so I could make it actually fit around here, and that's how I got it like this. And then I placed the gummy bear on top of it, which looks beautiful, and it's upside down too, because why not? You guys wanted me to go crazy, and here you go.
Sam, speaking of the upside down gummy bear, Peter says that he actually tried to transparency on, but nothing happened. Is it something that we can show off one more time, just so people know exactly how to do it?
Yes, of course. So for instance, if I go to, you know what, let's go a little bit crazy. I'm going to go to my project window and add one more gummy bear. So I'm using the search field, you guys, to search for gummy, and here's the gummy bear. So now I'm just going to place it up here. So I'll just place it down first, move it up like this, and just place it on top of this pyramid. So just a little basics recap for y'all too. So there you go. We have one more gummy bear. Now for the question to make it transparent, I can simply go to the gummy bear. Actually, let's create a new. No, actually, you know what? We're just going to use the same material that I created with Christine. So I'm going to drag this material on this gummy bear. And by default, this one is transparent. And to modify that, you can simply highlight either the material itself or the game object through the scene view. And at the bottom of the inspector window, where you can see all the details and components of each game object, you can go ahead and go to the rendering mode first and foremost and make sure it's set to transparent. By default, it will be on opaque, so make sure you set it to transparent. After you do that, you can go to the color picker right next to the albedo field, and you can first and foremost obviously pick your color that you wish to have here, and then most importantly, reduce or decrease the alpha field at the bottom, which is actually going to make it transparent like this. So this is one thing that I always kept forgetting when I was getting started with Unity, and even for like a couple years ago, I still kept like forgetting about these things. But these are really small but neat and quick tips and tricks you can use to make game objects transparent. So that's pretty much it. If that answers your question, super. And if you guys have any other questions, let us know in the chat.
Awesome. Peter actually says that now it works, and he's really, really happy. So thank you so much for taking a moment to highlight that, Sam. Now back to crazy design there. I mean, you're going absolutely bananas. Are there bananas in the prefab folder? I'm demanding bananas.
Cool. Bananas, yep.
Are there?
There are, sadly. I've wanted some as well.
Yeah, that would have been cool. But we got some donuts to cover up for that. And we got some lollipops as well, right?
Yes, there's a lollipop.
Oh, that's cool. Actually, I'm going to add in one of those. So let's search for a lollipop here. And there you go. So here is the prefab. I'm just dragging it into my scene. And let's have it around here. And then simply go into the scale tool by using the R key on my keyboard. And just like scale it up a little bit like this. And then move it up so that it actually stands on its foundation or the stick. And there you go. I think that looks really cool. Super.
Ooh, Sam, speaking of cool, Laffy is saying, can you make the jelly bears bounce like the house? I think that's Christine's special.
Ah.
That's true.
All right.
But maybe that's for the next live stream though, guys. Think we should save it for another time, or should we?
You guys decide. I'm totally I'm basically just doing whatever I'm ordered to do. Chat, I'm a nice guy like that. Sorry, what were you saying, Christine?
I'm sorry. Well, Sam, what do you think if we add the jiggle script to the gummy bears so it actually jiggles?
For sure. Let's go ahead and do that. So can you just guide me through the steps for this?
Definitely. Unity makes it really easy for us here. So what you would need to do is you need to select your gummy bear that you want to make jiggly.
Okay. So let's see. It's actually kind of difficult to pick one because I like all three of them, but let's pick this one that's upside down on top of my upside down pyramid as well. All right, I got it picked here.
Sam, no one's saying you can just do one. You can do as many as you want.
Oh, that's correct. Yeah, it's as easy as adding to one anyway, right?
Yes, definitely.
Super. So how do I add this script to this gummy bear to begin with?
So once you've clicked on your gummy bear and you see its inspector, at the very bottom of the inspector, you have a field where you can add a component or a script to it.
Right. Okay. So add component and a component. Oh, okay. I see. So we have a big list of things here, but I also see a search field, right? So do you know the name of the script that we're going to add?
Yes. If you just write jig, it should already pop up for you.
Jiggler. Love that name. Okay. So let's just click on it. And there you go. Ooh, look at this. So organized. Okay.
And Sam, I'm seeing suggestions from the chat. Could we possibly move the inspector window just a little bit out so people can see what you're clicking?
Chat, thank you for being so beautiful and reminding me, because I keep forgetting about the camera because I'm used to not doing it with the camera. There we go. Sorry about that. So cool. We got the inspector. And if you guys just missed what I did, I basically hover over the inspector title and this little tab here and just drag it across Unity, and I can have it as a floating window like this or stick it back to anywhere I want to. But let's have it in the center like this. There you go. Okay, Kristin, I think we can continue.
Yes, so by default, by just adding the script, your gummy bear will jiggle, but you can play around with all of these values and make it jiggle a little bit different, like either up or down, so like vertically, or you can jiggle horizontally.
Oh, okay. So you said
so maybe just...
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. So maybe just play around a little bit and see what you want to do.
Okay, sure. So just the position, jiggler, and power, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's set the power to something crazy. Position,
oh, that's going to jiggle real fast.
Oh, really? Well, you know what? The viewers, you guys wanted something crazy. Why not do it? So here we go. 0.8 power. We're going to go crazy, guys. On top of the pyramid, gummy bear versus gummy bear transparent, fighting each other on the jiggle competition. All right, so we got the rotation too. So I changed the position a little bit. Kristin, would you suggest me changing any other fields as well? Maybe a scale?
No. If I'd be you, I'd try this now and see how this looks.
Yeah, for sure. So let me just move this inspector window right here and then go into the play mode by using the play button at top center of Unity. So we're just going to press play here and let's see.
And
it's going to load.
Sam,
yeah.
While the game is loading, we actually have a question from is asking whether or not this jiggle script can be applied outside of this project.
Ah, Kristin, since you suggested me this, maybe you can answer it too.
I can, yes. So since you have the script, you basically have the functionality, and you can, like, for example, you could try to export your own little package for it and use it in another.
I'm sorry, go on. I'm sorry, go on.
Oh God, Sam.
What is this? Gummy bear, no.
Oh my god.
No. Oh no, it's smashing its head onto the pyramid that's upside down. What have I done?
You have to be more optimistic and think it's dancing.
I know, right? By crashing its head continuously into the pyramid. Oh no.
Oh, poor gummy bear.
No, oh my god. What have I done? I'm so sorry.
All right, Sam, maybe while you're fixing that, Kristin can answer the question that had. I feel great. It really shows how, versatile things are and how Unity really supports, they taking knowledge from one project into another, because as Kristin said, Kristin, continue.
Yes, so it's really easy to reuse your scripts or really any asset you're creating in another project. And Unity has a simple functionality where you can basically create a package and you can then import that package into another Unity project. So yeah, this is really useful, and you can definitely do this with this jiggler script.
That's awesome. Thank you for answering that, Kristin. I also saw a question, I believe it was from Anna, whether or not this project will be available to the viewers later. It's actually already available get it by following the how to prepare instructions in the description of this video, and the karting template is available in Unity's hub, so you can go ahead and just follow the description steps in the description, download the hub, get this project, and start playing with it yourself. It is absolutely available for you, and we right now are using Unity 2018.4.
That's correct. May I also just jump in a little bit and mention something here? Or actually
No.
a couple of... The stream is over. I'm going home. All right, so a couple tricks here, guys. So as you probably already saw, what I had a problem with when I started playing the game, first and foremost, is it looked like this. So I was in the scene view, I hit the play button, and it basically loaded up the game like this and took me into the game view, and I could not find the scene view or the inspector, or well, the inspector is a floating window so I could find it, but not the hierarchy, the console, project tab, etc. So what I did is I simply, instead of quitting play mode, I simply right click on the game window here and untick maximize. Now we can see all the other windows, and I can simply head over to scene view and see this jiggling gummy bear, which is no longer crazy jiggling. So the inconvenience was that it was smashing its head into the pyramid, which was really sad to see. Sorry, gummy bear. Hope you can forgive me. And there you go. So also one more thing that I want to mention is by default, as you guys saw, I basically exited the maximize mode, or pretty much just not maximize the game view, and you can do it by default as well, so it doesn't do maximize at first, by simply going to the game view and then unticking maximize on play. So by doing this, I can now go ahead and play one more time, loading, and there you go. So we have the game view without maximization. Is that a word, maximization?
Yeah, I think it's a word.
It's correct,
guys.
right?
Also, can we just point out that all four of us here are not native English speakers, and I see so many people in the chat from all over the world. It is so amazing to see this incredibly diverse community here, and thank you so much for being here with us, guys.
Yeah, super diverse community, and I really appreciate seeing everybody.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
May I also say one more thing? I'm sorry, just want to mention really quickly. I'm on this like roll where I give tips, Unity tips. It's Tuesday. It's the official Unity Tips Day. I know, right?
You're on your right way.
Can we just mention that, you are the host here. You don't have to ask permission, but you're being very polite here, which we really appreciate.
You know what?
Thank
You're
you,
right.
Sam.
Elena, I'm going to give one more tip and nobody talks. It's my time to shine. Chat, listen up, guys. Listen up. All right, so I gave you the tip about maximizing or maximization. I think it's a word. Let's say that it's a word in my world. So maximize, and I also gave you the tip of not maximizing by default. Now, I want to teach you guys one more thing. While in play mode, as you probably already saw while Elena was talking about a few other topics, I was basically changing the jiggler component during runtime, which basically means while playing the game. Now the thing is, you can do it like this. For instance, I can increase the power and go crazy with anything. If you increase the frequency, oh my god, the frequency increase is looking ridiculous. All right, so as you can see, I did all this, and now if I wanted to exit the play mode and think it's good like this, it's not going to save by default. So if I exit play mode, let's say for instance the power is set to 1 and the frequency is set to 35, exiting play mode, it by default sets itself to the original values when I was going to play the game, right? So one thing you can do is what Kristin actually suggested at the start of this live stream. So this is a good recap. While playing, just going to quickly show you guys this. Let's say we're going to enter the power to 1 again, and then the frequency a little bit higher up, like 35. Now, instead of saving these values, like copying them, you can simply right click on the jiggler component, copy the component, exit play mode, and then simply right click on jiggler again, and this time paste component values. Now you have the values that you modified during runtime, so while playing the game, but applied forever until you undo or until you change it again. So that's a really cool, neat trick that I just wanted to share before Elena and the guests obviously continue. So there you go, guys. That's pretty much it.
That's a great tip. Seriously, I use that a lot because I think that part of like game development is like polishing like values, and then you want to do that in play mode, and of course you don't want to lose what you did, so you just like copy them and never lose them, right?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like it's like I learned this very late into my Unity workflow, unfortunately, or my Unity career, game development career. So I wish I learned it earlier. So you guys are kind of lucky, actually. But yeah, it's a game changer. Sorry for cutting in. Yeah, go ahead.
It's okay. Sam, I just want to point out that like I don't know if you guys been checking out. I've been checking out the Twitter hashtag, and I honestly I'm so happy to see so many people sharing their progress. And I think this might be a good idea to announce a winner, right?
Oh, we
Elena?
have another winner, Andre. Okay, who did you pick?
Honestly, can I pick?
I mean, you are participating. So
Should I ask the
think-
host, Sam, please?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my permission.
Okay. So I was looking through the hashtag on Twitter, and I really like the visual style of this user called. Okay, I'm so sorry if I'm saying this wrong. So it's Nakura Toot. I loved her. She's calling it the Candyland, and I love it. Her user tag name is Nakura, and I think she should be the winner. Absolutely.
Awesome. So Nakura, you're the next winner of a $50.
Woohoo!
So much for finding, for browsing through Twitter and checking out everybody who is entering their submissions and participating and just watching. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Nakura, the voucher will be in your direct message on Twitter after this jam. Yeah, we just want to make sure that you guys know it's going to be in your direct message after this jam, because we want to make sure that we're engaging with everybody right now. So, you know, we'll get it into your DM right after the stream is over.
That's super. And I actually saw we were talking about like the diverse community and that we four don't have English as our main language. So while continuing to play with the jiggler values, Elena, I saw a comment or a chat message that was asking for the nationality. So maybe we can just like mention where we are from.
Sure.
So
you want to start out?
For sure. So I'm born and raised in Sweden, and my parents are from Turkey. So they moved there, and then I was born, raised in Sweden, and now I'm living in Denmark. So Elena, you can continue.
Sure. I was born in the far east of Russia, next to China, Korea, and Japan, and I moved to the United States when I was a teenager. So I guess I'd say that I'm American.
That's cool. Oh, forgot, I'm the host. I'm supposed to give the mic. Andre, where are you from? You know, you've got the permission to speak.
Thank you, Sam. I'm honored. I'm from Brazil, South America. Hi, everyone from Brazil or South America.
Cool. And Christine, where are you from?
Well, as you can probably hear by my wonderful accent, I am from Germany. And I'm currently spending my days in South Africa.
Wow, that's quite a move actually from like Europe to South Africa.
Kind of, but I'm only here temporary, not all the time.
Okay, well that's a nice actually transition, even if it's like temporary, right?
Well, it's winter here. You guys all have the warmth, and I'm sitting here with a hot water bottle freezing. So I don't know.
Oh man, it's been very hot lately in Europe too. So I kind of wish that we had a little bit of winter. But yeah, chat, let us know where you guys are from as well. Obviously, like it's not just about us. We're the whole community. We just want to know where you guys are from. So I see some people.
They are doing a great job on that. They are like saying.
I had another software instead of like my web browser, so I couldn't read the chat, and I was like, oh, I just assumed that they were writing, and then I see a bunch of like Italy, Germany, Russia, Turkey, and I'm like, whoa, chat, I'm the host. I need to hand the microphone. I got that authority, chat. No, obviously, just kidding. You guys, just feel free to chat as much as you want to. So,
Sam, speaking of chat, though, there have been requests to have you do a few loops so people can check out the wonderful tracks that that you've been working on.
Please.
Oh, so by loops you mean playing the game, right?
Yes, I mean,
I just didn't
let's spin some
understand.
donuts.
I was like, loops? Should I like build a loop or?
Do
All right.
some spins.
I know, right? Okay, so
Sure.
we're, oh my God, here we go. So these bumpy tracks, guys, I think I made a mistake with the bumpy tracks here because they're pretty much just cutting off the speed to begin with. So I'm gonna fix that right after the game is finished. Oh, look at this. I mean, you know what? I could sell this game right now. I'm just gonna say that out loud because I love playing this and it's so much more fun with the rainbow tracks and the donut you're driving through and all these gummy bears on top of a top-down pyramid dancing and doing weird animations. This is really cool. Elena,
Sam, I'm actually seeing some great feedback from the viewers, and someone just asked us. It was Active Living Challenger. Can we live stream every week, guys? If you're going to turn up for us every week, I think we can convince people. But again, if you're just joining us, if you just coming in, and we're already halfway through, we're so thankful for you, to spend your time with us, to learn with us. This is for absolute beginners, and if it's your first time opening Unity, you're absolutely in the right place. If you just join in and feel like, oh my goodness, I'm so intimidated because they've done so much with the template already, don't worry. Just open it up, start playing with the template, following Sam, Christine, and Andre's instructions, and then you can always catch back up and redo what we've already done at a later time. And Sam, do you want to, Sam, Christine, and Andre, do you want to tell our viewers what we've done so far in the template?
yes, for sure. Maybe I can just get started with the fact that we have been, let me actually exit play mode. I've been playing the game while you guys talk and because it's so much fun.
You look so concentrated.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, guys, welcome to this Let's Play stream by Unity. We're not making a game, we're playing my game. Yeah, so what I've done, sorry, I just got a little stitchy throat there. So what I've done is I've modified the track a little bit. So I had some really wonderful suggestions and piece of advice from both Andre and Christine. So we did a little bit of we basically had a straight track piece the whole way through. I had to remove them, and we didn't remove actually, so I just click on them. Let's see. Oh yes, one thing I want to mention before we continue is when I play the game, I accidentally closed down the inspector. So this is a good thing because I can now show you guys how to enable it again. So once you, let's say for instance, you make a window disappear, you can simply just right click on another tab and add tab and then go into inspector. You can also do the same thing through Windows, so in here you can find it. But yeah, what have we done? We have changed the track pieces, and then we have added some donuts, and we added some jiggle physics, I guess you could call them. But Christine, what were the suggestions you were giving me basically during this time? Would you like to recap that?
During all the time?
Kind of just like a little recap.
Okay, so the first thing we two did together is we added some bumpy tracks to the road. So we basically just replaced some straight pieces with some bumpy ones. And then later I explained to you how the rainbow works. Mm-hmm. And we colored some different track pieces.
Oh yeah,
and
how
we
the
made
rainbow
gummy
works.
bears jiggle.
Yeah. I already forgot the color palette of rainbows.
No, Sam.
I feel so
You were
bad.
doing a good job, Sam.
Yeah. All right, sorry. Yep, go ahead.
Now, I'm pretty sure also Andre challenged you to modify the track and make it your own, and the entire chat was voting crazy, so you modified the track. Now, Andre, I think there's something else that you had in store for Sam, and earlier on we're talking about how to really make the template your own, and we were talking about custom triggers. Do you want to get into that with Sam?
Absolutely. I think someone in the chat also made a question that can sort of be adapted to the custom trigger, which is, I think it's a good way to show a thing, because we can do 2 custom triggers. Do you want to do that, Sam?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so this is, I remember when I first started, and I think that this was one way that using custom triggers was a way for me to understand how actually game works, because I as a kid always wondered how things work. And then when I started using custom triggers, I was like, oh, it's like that easy to just like place something in a virtual space to activate another thing. So maybe let's try to do that, right?
Yeah, for sure. Let's go ahead.
Cool. So okay, so what do we want to do here? And I think the easiest way to create a custom trigger is just creating a new cube, and we haven't been through that yet, right?
That's right. Yeah. So let's actually guide me through the whole process, and I can show the viewers how to actually create a cube.
Sure, no problem. I think on the game object window on your top sort of left corner, you
Right.
can press on the game object window, and then there's 3D, and then you can select with whatever mesh you want to create. I think we should just stick to the cube for now.
Cool. So the cube at the top, and for you guys, just a little recap, you go to game object to the top left, 3D object, and then cube. So let's go ahead and add it in. And it's now spawned under my ground actually, so it's very highly offset. So I'm just moving it in front of the player. Do you think that's a good good position for the cube?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, you could just exactly in front of the player.
Yep.
And then what I wanted you to do is I just want you to like sort of like scale it up, just like you showed before to the viewers. Just like scale it up on the X axis, just so you make it like actually fill up the whole track.
Ah, okay. So you said just the X-axis, which means that I don't have to do it from the center pivot point,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay.
You have separate values. You can exactly.
Right. Super. Okay, so it's now covering the whole track in terms of like the width of it. So what's the next step here?
So what we want to do is we want to deactivate or sort of deactivate one and activate another option. So on the inspector, basically the cube is made out of a bunch of components, right? And one of the components is a mesh renderer, which is responsible for showing the actual mesh on the 3D space.
Right.
But since this is going to be a trigger, we don't want to see it. So you can just disable the mesh renderer.
Okay, so using this tick to the left of mesh renderer, I'm just going to disable it. Oh, cool. So now it's invisible.
Yeah, but as you can see, the little like green outline still there.
Yeah.
That green outline is in collider. So that's not good for now, because if you try to drive it, right, if you try to drive on top of it, you won't be able, because that will literally be like an invisible wall.
Oh,
That's actually interesting, because from people that used to play a lot and still play, you can see sometimes in games you have invisible walls. This is what it is basically.
Oh,
It's
that's
just
right.
a collider.
Yeah, that's a smart one.
Yeah. So right now, like you can try and driving it just to show people that
Yeah.
it's actually like a thing that you cannot pass.
For sure, yes.
At least.
So just entering play mode with the play button, guys, and then let's drive, and boom. We're
you
stuck
go.
right away. We can't
There you
move
go.
anymore. This game is broken, Andre.
Aw.
Fix my game.
But we can fix that. We can fix that.
Oh, cool. Okay, let's go ahead and
Yeah.
do that.
Someone already said it in the comments, which is great. I'm happy that people already know it. But on the box collider component, which is one of the components in the inspector, you can actually your webcam is in front of it, so we'll have to
Good thing.
drag
Thank
out-
you.
Yes.
I keep forgetting
It's
this.
okay.
Sorry, you guys.
It's okay. It's
All right,
okay.
there you go. I think that should be fine. Yes, got it.
Yeah. So on the box collider, there's an option called is trigger. What this is gonna make is instead of a collider, this is going to turn into a trigger, so it won't collide with you anymore, and this can be
Oh.
used to trigger other stuff.
Oh, okay, interesting. So I just turned that on.
Yeah.
Super. So just gonna take this. Cool, it's on. Super easy.
So yeah, right now it's supposed to be a trigger, but it's not triggering anything because it needs to have like a behavior. Luckily though, in this project, there is a script that's called a simple trigger that it will automatically play or do the thing you want it to do when you pass through that box collider trigger. So if you can add component, you can just type down a simple trigger.
Oh, okay, so just add component once again, and then simple trigger you said. Cool, there it is. So using the search field, I just found it, and there you go. It's now added. Cool, so what's the next step here?
So yeah, when you open that, there's like this little, like this feature in Unity is pretty cool. Is a thing called event, right? You can add multiple events. So what this means is in this simple trigger that Unity made on this project, it means that you can add a bunch of events. Can you see the plus icon like on the
Yeah.
yeah,
Bottom
on the
right
corner
corner.
right there?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a super easy way that I can add events. So what that means is that when you activate the trigger, those events that are listed on your simple trigger script will happen.
Oh, and you can keep adding more and more events essentially, right? So you can just keep
Exactly.
clicking and then you can press the minus to remove them. That's
Remove
cool.
it.
Cool.
Yeah. So one of the suggestions from the people from one user in the chat was that can we make the gummy bear appear like at the third lap or something? Like
Right.
let's just make the gummy bear appear like a different gummy bear appear when the trigger is activated. So what I want to ask you to do is maybe place another gummy bear where we can see it right in front of the track. Like I
Yeah.
mean like, just like at the start.
For sure. So let's go for this gummy bear. So I'm just going to pick it, you guys, in the scene view, and then hold down Control D and Command D if you're on Mac. So that's going to duplicate it. And now I can move the duplicated one, or the copy. Yeah, copy. And the original one will stay there. So maybe let's just put it right in front of the player here as soon as they finish the game. Maybe right here. Yeah, that looks cool. That looks cool. All right, I got the gummy bear here.
So this is going to be cool because the user suggested for us to spawn it, but I think that disappear would be cool because then it looks like an obstacle, but it will disappear.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, that sounds
So
good.
if we go back to the trigger object we just created, right?
Yeah.
We go back to that event little window or sort of thing.
Mhm.
You can see that you can drag an object there. Like there's plenty of options you can do. You could either drag an object or you can click the little circle icon on the side of it. And then you can
Oh.
just like tell which object you want a behavior to happen.
Oh, that's interesting. So am I going to click the circle next to the trigger body, or is it in the event itself, the list that we created?
No, it's in the event itself.
Okay, so just click the circle, and then which object should I pick in here?
Okay, so there's probably a lot of objects in the scene.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Right now you're in the. You see there are two little tabs.
Yep. Oh yeah,
So you can
assets and
press-
scene.
Yeah, scene, because on the scene you'll be able to see the things that are actually on the scene.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's very convenient actually. Makes it much smaller and it's more relatable for the scene. Cool.
But honestly, though, there's so many objects in the track that
Yeah.
the easiest way, and I think a thing that helps a lot, the Unity being so user friendly, is that you can drag the actual object
Oh, okay.
from the hierarchy to that little thing that says non-game object,
Okay.
not non-object.
Right. So which object should I drag in this field? Is it the gummy bear or?
Yeah, the gummy bear.
Sure thing. So let me just highlight this gummy bear here, and there you go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go back to my cube from the hierarchy so I can see the component for it, and then simply drag the gummy bear into this field, which is really easy because it makes it very intuitive and really easy, just creates a very easy workflow to basically assign game objects in Unity. So,
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So cool.
So now you need to actually do something with the gummy bear. So in that other drop down, which is right on the side of that thing we just dragged into,
Yeah.
there's like a thing says no function.
Right.
Basically, what we want to add a function to it, right?
Yes. Okay.
So what we can do is let me just make sure that I'm saying the right function because
Yep.
okay. So when you press that, there's a drop down and then you have game object, right?
Yes.
And the last function you have on game object, I think it's set active.
Yes, that's correct. Set active bool.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could just press that.
Okay.
And then the cool thing here is that what this whole thing means is that this event can trigger if an object gets active or not. And currently your toggle of the set active function is turned off. Maybe you could turn that on. I mean, actually that's correct. We want it to disappear. So yeah, keep that
Okay.
off.
Yeah.
So
the
what
tog-
this
yeah.
whole thing this whole thing means that when we trigger it, we're just going to go through the gummy bear and just do that function where it's going to hopefully disappear.
Oh, that's interesting.
And the other thing we can't forget, I'm sorry, there's like trigger body. We need to drag the cart because we want the the cart object being responsible for the actual trigger activation.
Yes, so it's like the main game object that's responsible for
Exactly.
it. Cool. So using the hierarchy, once again, I'm just going to go at the top and I will see the cart here. So let's just drag it into trigger body field. Cool. So we got the rigid body component of the cart assigned there. So let's see. Cool. We can continue.
I want to see if that works already.
Yeah, sure. So do I just play the game?
Yep, absolutely.
Is that all?
Please. Let's try. If we mess up, we can fix it.
Yeah,
Just
for
as
sure.
every development cycle.
And guys, while you're trying what you've done, I think Christine actually has a little announcement. She has been spying on the social. So Christine, do you happen to have a next winner?
Oh, definitely. I've been looking through all the tweets that have been using our hashtag, and I've seen so many of you actually using the hashtag, which I think is awesome. So thanks for everyone who's participating. I've picked my winner. His username on Twitter is @Congent, and it says Anthony, so I'm assuming his name is Anthony. So Anthony, please make sure that we can DM you, and we will DM you after the stream is over.
Anthony, congratulations, and thank you so much for participating.
Congrats.
Woohoo! And again, Anthony, this is a $50 gift card Gear Shop. We have 3 winners, guys. If you are watching, if you are participating, don't forget to be out there on social, tweeting at us and using hashtag #YourFirstGameJam and tagging official Unity account, which is @Unity3D. Also, if you're just joining us and if you have any questions, please ask us. Speaking of questions too, Sam, while you're doing this, I actually saw a question from Auli, and the question was about, oh my goodness, I actually copied it somewhere, and I think I may have removed it. So let me actually follow back. But Auli had a few questions about ECS, which is a bit too advanced for this stream. Owl T Games, we will direct you in some other locations. Entity component system may be a little bit too advanced for our beginner stream, but we will definitely get you covered. And there were some other more advanced questions from Owl. If you have anything, you can send it to us directly on Twitter in DM. However, we are also seeing questions about whether or not some of the objects can receive individuals colors, because I think I saw a question from Annie, and the question seemed to have been that once you drag a color on one of the tree, all of them change colors. Is that something that you can actually change, or is it because we're using prefabs here, Sam?
That's an interesting question, actually. So yes, the way it works is, for instance, if I go back to my project view, let me just make an example out of this. Let's go to the materials folder, and let's say we're gonna make the trees green. Now I can drag it onto one of the trees and it will become green. Now the user in question, or the viewer in question, she was having the trouble of all the trees were becoming green, right, Elena?
Correct.
Okay, so one thing we want to make sure is just double check if we have highlighted multiple game objects somehow, or dragging them into the material field of the game object. Because right now, the way I do it is I just drag one of the materials onto one of my trees, and only that tree in question becomes green. So I'm not really having the same trouble here.
Okay.
And I just want to double check exactly what the viewer is doing and just make sure that I can replicate it and see what the issue is.
Okay, so if that issue still happens, let us know in the comments. We are going to continue to go through this tutorial. Sam, that actually looked really, really cool. And let me just tell you, your driving skill definitely picked up.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I've been wanting to hear.
I have to give it to you, Sam. I have to give it to you. It may have only taken plus hours, but you're getting an A+ from me today.
Oh, man,
Nice.
thank you. Thank you so much.
By the way, Sam, How did you like that gummy bear disappearing? Is it like creepy or anything?
I actually like it, but it's also very surprising. Like as soon as I just expect to, because it's transparent too, I expect to be driving through it just because like
Oh,
it kind of looks like
yeah.
a ghost, and then it just disappears, which is kind of creepy, but also a very cool effect.
I think
And in addition,
I think that people watching it, like, right? I think that a cool challenge we can make is to make jump scares. So instead of making this
Ah.
appear, using a custom trigger for it to appear and sort of like do a jump scare. That'd be
Oh.
like a little bit funny. But
Yeah.
you know, it's a gummy bear, so it won't be that scary, right?
That's correct. So we're making it disappear right now. Is it as easy making it appear out of all like
Oh,
all of a sudden?
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
The only changes you need to make is you need to make it so it's disabled, and you want the trigger, instead of making it disabled, you want it to make it enabled. So it's
Oh.
easy as pressing toggles.
Oh, cool. So one thing I just want to quickly mention for the viewers watching, so if you're new to Unity and you don't know how to rename game objects, I just want to mention that we have this trigger object that Andre asked me to create, which is the cube, and it's named as a cube right now. However, that's not really a relatable name for the action that it has and the purpose it serves. So what I can do is I can highlight the cube, and then using this title field here, I can set it to be like trigger action, maybe. Is that like a correct name, you would say, Andre?
Sorry?
Is trigger action a good name for this cube, you think?
Yeah.
That's-
Absolutely.
Yeah, sounds relatable. So yeah, that's the rename. And you were talking about this toggle on the simple trigger component, right?
Yep.
So you were saying all I have to do is literally just check this?
Yeah, check that, because that's going to actually enable the object. But since the object is already enabled, right, it won't actually look like it's doing nothing. So you have to go back to the gummy bear object and just like deactivate it.
Oh, I see, I see. Okay, so we're going back to the gummy bear and just using this toggle to disable it. Cool. So is it ready to be played again?
Let's see.
Yeah. I mean, this is going really quick actually, like making something so what I would think is complex, right? But super
Yeah.
easy and literally in
Yeah.
the matter of a few seconds. And there it is.
Absolutely.
We're literally driving
There
through
you
the
go.
gummy bear.
There you go. That's a jump scare.
Yeah.
Sam, speaking
awesome.
of easy, do you think it'd be easier for you to drive if tires were bigger? Because I'm seeing a suggestion. I'm sorry, guys, if I mispronounce it. Mikkel and saying, would it be possible to tweak the car, make bigger wheels, or maybe pink smoke? Because right now the smoke is coming out gray. So I don't know if bigger tires will help you drive better, but pink smoke definitely sounds wonderful.
Oh yeah, man!
agree.
I am such a fan of particles. I could like, yeah. Actually, one of the things I'm working right now on my own custom mod for this template is adding some particles. So again, like just like Elena, everyone is saying, just check out the hashtag on Twitter, which is your first game jam, and you'll see a bunch of cool participations, and hopefully you'll find mine, which I am messing around particles as we speak. But yeah, as you can see, Sam is selecting the. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, Sam.
Figuring it out. All right, I
Nice.
picked those. And now let's look at this. Oh wow. Okay, that looks crazy actually. All right.
Are we talking monster trucks here, guys? Anybody from the US?
It
The
looks
monster-
like
Nice.
it. Looks like
Nice.
it.
But the best part is when this monster truck will actually have pink smoke coming out. I think that'd be pretty adorable.
Oh, that's correct. Yeah. Let me actually just move these to the side. Actually, I like this kind of setup. Let me try the game and see if this works just like that. Out of the box. Oh, look
Ooh.
at those tires. Oh, it works too. That's perfect. Oh my god, the bumpy road is literally a joke to this monster truck right now. Oh my god. Thank you. Who was it
Nice.
that suggested this? Because thank you so much for making this suggestion. This game just became 100% cooler.
It was
Yeah.
Michael. Yeah, but he also asked for some pink smoke, Sam. So don't think that just the tire side is done. We want the pink smoke when you're drifting.
All right. I see where this is going. Cool. So, how, Andre? You were saying that you have been playing around with the particles and making the smokes a little bit like a different color, right?
Yeah,
So can you just guide me a little quickly, like how to do it, just to make sure that I'm on the same page?
of course. Do you see those shuriken icons on the back wheels?
Yeah, I do.
Those are
Yes.
the those are the icons that represent the shuriken particle system. I think it's how it's called. And then
Oh.
I think the whole thing is a child, right? It's part of the card game object. So maybe clicking it or maybe going to the hierarchy of the card object, you can find those actual particles.
Okay, cool. So let me click it again. Let's see if I can just highlight it here. Yeah. So let's
Did you
see.
find
Oh,
it?
yep, there you go. I got it. So
Yeah.
drift trail right and trail left. Oh, that's a
Okay.
tongue twister.
And then like I'm supposing the chat will say this too. Spectre out of the way.
Yes, yes, that's a good one.
And then
Right.
like so on those objects,
Mm-hmm.
you can actually select both of them if you want for like
Oh.
editing the particles at the same time, which is
That's cool.
super useful.
Yeah.
So you see the start color. So sorry, the particle system is a huge component, and that's why I always like to say that I love particle systems, because particle systems are just this huge sandbox of possibilities.
Right.
And one of the parameters you can change on a particle right now is the start color, which, as you can see, is this big rectangle on the like one of the first properties. And right now it's set to white. So Mikhail is suggesting maybe a pink thing. So it's the same thing. You can click the rectangle and then just try out a color.
Okay, let's do a hot pink right here, and then just
There you go.
close the color picker. And that's
Exactly.
all?
No, I mean, you could test it, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, Elena, you want to say something?
Well, we do seem to have really attentive viewers, guys. I've now seen about 4 comments that the tires, Lala said, the tires are in the ground, and Les says the tires look like they're embedded, melted in the road. So, Sam, is it because when you were messing with the size of the tires,
Yes.
we actually, let's go ahead and fix that. And guys, it's super easy. Thank you for pointing that out, because it's going to be really easy to fix, but it also will give you flexibility when you play with your objects and your models in Unity.
That's correct, yeah. And I see you guys are really like picking on the small details. I love that. It's what's going to make a game good, you know what I mean? It's going to teach you a lot about
Absolutely.
a list of various topics. So good thing you guys point that out. So what I can do is, as Elena said, we had scaled up the tires a little bit, so they're basically now in the ground. So what I can do to easily fix it is literally just move the cart up a little bit. And right now, because we have a rigid body component added to the cart, that means rigid body basically is the physics in Unity. So it adds gravity unless you disable it. And right now we have it enabled. So if I go ahead and hit the play button one more time, you will see that the player kind of starts up from the ground from the ground a little bit and then falls down to the track itself. However, I just realized that the tires are still in the ground even when the player falls down, and that is probably because of the collision for it. So let's go ahead and check out the tires here to see where the collision lies within them. So we can see that the tires don't really have any collider components on them, which is probably why they're falling into the ground. So I'm just gonna have to look through where the collision is actually, to which basically decides how far up the tires are going to be. Andre, have you been looking at this actually, where like?
Absolutely, yeah. So I think it's on the like cart main object, as in the parent object.
Oh.
There's a capsule collider. So maybe you can increase that a bit.
Oh, I see. Yes. So it's basically a main collider added on the cart itself, right?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yes, that's correct. So what we can do, guys, is first and foremost highlight the main cart game object, and then in the inspector where you can see all the components, you can simply just go to the capsule collider and hit edit collider. Now this is going to spawn, or display rather, a few pivot points right here. So you can see this green rectangle or or like a circle pretty much at the edges. So I'm just going to increase this a little bit like this and make sure that the bottom of this is increased as well. And there's the pivot point. So I'm just going to increase it like that. I think that's actually a little too much. So let's do like this. I think that should be fine. And if you don't want to edit it from the pivot point like this by hitting Edit Collider, because sometimes these pivot points can be a little more difficult to see if they're like, behind another game object, what you can do is you can edit the radius through the inspector as well. But we got it ready from the scene view, so let's go ahead and play the game and test this out. I think this should be fine. Yes, it's much better. It's still a little bit into the ground, but we can easily fix that by repeating the steps that we just did. Oh, and it's having some trouble driving now because of the collider.
Oh, yeah,
that's looking funny.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tweaking parameters for it to feel right.
Right. Yeah.
Especially with the kart racer, because there's like so many kart racing games out there, but like to make it actually feel very good, there's a lot of like tweaking variables to be like involved.
Right, that's correct. Yeah.
And
So
hey guys, as a noob, if what you've done doesn't feel very good, I'm just gonna say, Command Z it.
that's what I was doing in disguise. I was like, let's Command Z this. Control
It's
Z.
always
undo.
there to save you, regardless of whether you're on PC or Mac. Control Z on PC.
Yeah, that's correct.
Right.
Goodness,
So-
I just gave away that I'm a Mac user, guys.
No problem.
That's fine. I'm used to Mac as well, so I'm like still trying to like get my head wrapped around. Like if I'm using Windows, I want to say Control, but yeah, it's a little. It's a
Sam,
little. Yeah.
do you want to use the trigger to sort of like remember we could do a bunch of events at once?
Yeah, for sure.
Why don't we just do one more?
For sure. So. let's see.
So, yeah, one cool thing we can do is we actually did a thing from the scene view, but I want to use a prefab from the project, the kart project. And then there's a confetti particle, since we were already talking about particles, right?
Oh.
So there's a prefab that's called confetti, something like that.
Okay.
And we can use a trigger to play that. So every time the player goes through that trigger, we could make it play.
Oh, that's interesting. So in my project tab, I just searched for con, which popped up the confetti celebration, I think it's called, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. So, oh, look at that. It's so nice. That's
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Andre, seeing you suggesting all these things to Sam, it seems like one of your favorite parts about modifying this and making your own has to do with particle system. Am I picking that up right?
Oh, you're absolutely right. I'm a big fan. I love particles. If I could, I would do the stream only based on particles, but I would warn everyone to the...
Christine, what was your favorite part throughout this? Guys, also, I cannot believe it, but so much time has passed, and it seems like we
know.
just started, and the time is absolutely flying by. Christine, we've done so much, and I know you worked on, or probably still working on your own game. What is your favorite part of modifying this and making it your own?
Well, I really like a lot of the different mods. I love the light trails, for example, which we sadly didn't do here yet. Or maybe we are still, I don't know. But I have to say my favorite is just the splash of color. I like coloring all the little things. You can like give like rainbow colors to your trees, to like pink grass, green skies, whatever you want. I really enjoy this. It makes it your own, definitely.
So look, light trails were also one of my favorites, and I don't think we are quite there yet. Andre, maybe Christine can show Sam and everybody who's watching how to get the light trails going?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All
I think after Sam has a little bit of thing, we can go straight into like trails. Isn't that right, Christine?
Definitely. If Sam feels up to it.
Awesome.
Let's do it. I'm
No
always
pressure,
up to
Sam.
it. Absolutely not. Not feeling any pressure at all. But yeah, let's go ahead. So
Okay.
let's see. Yeah, you can go ahead. Sorry, I just cut in.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, I think maybe you know the way. I think you kind of catched it, right? Like how to do that?
Yeah, with a simple trigger.
Yeah.
Yes. So I basically I dragged in the confetti celebration game object, which I added into my scene just for a few minutes ago, into this field. And if you guys are wondering how I got this extra field in the list, you basically hit this plus icon, which is super simple. And as you can see, I created one unnecessary field here, so I can just simply select it and then hit the minus icon. So now we got the gummy bear, which pops up, and we have the confetti celebration. So that's pretty much it. So let me just position the confetti a little bit closer to the player, so it is kind of like a jump scare. So should I maybe just play the game and see if it works?
For sure.
Awesome. Let's see. Oh, I think I broke something. Let's see what's happening here.
Oh.
I know. Oh, yes, I forgot. See, guys, this is what I'm talking about. You make mistakes and you learn from them. So basically, I added the field and I added the confetti celebration in it, but I did not define a function, which Andre said it's super important to do because otherwise Unity doesn't know what it's supposed to do there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unfold no function, go into game object, and set active bool is the one we are interested in. So now let's go for this one. And this time I feel like, yeah, let's do this. So let's try with that. Let's see if that works and play the game.
Did set active?
Yes, I did.
I think maybe you should go through the particle system thing and use the play function.
Ah, that's interesting. Yeah, because the particle system has a different way of playing, right? Because it's not just a regular game object, it's a particle system.
Exactly.
Okay, so would you suggest me to go into particle system or particle system renderer? Is the
particle
question.
system. I think that's the one that has a play function.
Right. So there is a play function and there's a play function with bool inside the parentheses. Which one do you suggest I use?
I think you should just use the play one because you don't want to differentiate the on and off. Just play it. You just want to play it.
Right. Okay, super. So let's try the game one more time and see how this works for us.
We are rooting for you, Sam. You got this.
It's not playing.
Game
and
dev. It's not playing?
Yeah, it's also disappeared the gummy bear. So I may have actually ruined the list a little bit here. Yeah.
Oh.
So that
Goodness,
is
you
interesting.
guys.
It's no problem.
Look at that.
I think one
Frozen
interesting
thing.
thing is that Elena just mentioned about the eye trail, and this is what I love about the gaming community, just the game development. I was checking out the hashtag, and people are already posting like light trail. Did you check that out, Elena?
Yes, I saw that, and that's why I got so excited. And that's why, gosh,
Yeah. I mean, we could move from the trigger since we saw it working with the gummy bear. We could just move to the trail, right?
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
totally up to you guys. And again, like, look at this. There are now 3 people that are super duper awesome and know Unity so well, and we still make mistakes, guys, because that's just the process. But you just poke around, you check out, the inspector window, and you just have to make mistakes. It's kind of a prerequisite for success, isn't it?
Totally.
Absolutely.
And you saw me modifying one value and going back into play mode. It didn't work out. So I exit play mode, modify something else, go back in play mode. It doesn't work out. So I ask around, I ask Andre, I ask Elena, and that's literally game development. Like Elena was talking about, it's pretty much troubleshooting. And if you make a mistake, it's normal because I don't sit down and make a perfect game in one run. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so isn't that correct,
absolutely.
Andre?
Yeah, absolutely. I think honestly, like in my channel particularly, I tend to like make the videos very short because I edit them a lot, right? But what goes behind them is just like hours and hours of footage of me messing up and like asking the dumbest questions to Google. But that's 100% okay.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
honestly, like to beginners, I think that's is a very good tip is that, you know, never be afraid or just shy to, you know, and like it doesn't really matter the amount of experience you have. In my case, like I have 4 years of using Unity, but I still ask what the hell is a quaternion or whatever it's called.
Right, right.
No,
And
it's
I
totally
mean,
fine, guys. Absolutely. You learn every single day. You learn from each other. You learn from content creators like Andre, like Dean, like Sam. Obviously, so many people creating amazing tutorial for Unity. But hey, guys, I may be a little demanding. Light Rails.
sure.
Light rays.
And I fixed
Christine?
the bug. I'm sorry, just really proud of my accomplishment. I fixed it.
He
Nice.
did it.
I did
Light
it.
Trails.
Light trails for sure.
She doesn't even care now.
just-
She just wants to.
Just want to quickly put it out so people know. I
Of
had
course.
basically on the cart game object, I accidentally somehow, I'm not even sure how I did it, I somehow disabled the capsule collider, which means that we had no trigger event happening when I actually collided with the action game object.
Oh.
So that was the problem, and now it is fixed.
Cool.
Okay,
Yes.
Sam, are you ready?
Light trails.
I think so.
Good. I want to quickly announce. I saw that Marcelo was asking in the chat if there would be a place where he can push his WebGL build, and I just wanted to quickly answer that because I thought it's important. We're gonna mention that at the end, but there is a way, and if you follow the tutorial on the Unity Learn page, you can actually already check it out.
I got the confetti to work. Yes. Chat.
Nice.
Oh my god. Chat, you guys are beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Can the
Sorry.
chat just send a bunch of like clapping emojis, Sam, please?
Yes, we need some clapping emojis in the chat right now.
Please.
We got the confettis going on. The only thing missing is clapping. But Elena, I I
Light
know
trails.
you're exactly light trails though. I get it.
Light,
You're-
light
good at
Trails
it.
now, guys.
Okay, Sam, come on, let's get to it.
Let's get into it. Thank you, chat. I see the clapping. Thank you. Love you guys. All right, let's get into it.
Okay, so can you please for me find your card in the hierarchy?
Yes, absolutely. Here it is at the top. Got it.
Okay, and then can you click through the child object of the card and find the wheels?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So guys, Christine was talking about the child object, which is basically if you unfold the main object, you have a bunch of children, or child objects, which is basically like the wheel, the trails, and stuff like that. So yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. So now could you please go to your project window and search for the trails? And
Yes.
there's a rainbow version, so I'm voting for that.
Sure thing. So I'm in the project tab using the search field. I'm just searching for trail. Let's see here. Yes. So we have, what do we have here? Drift trail, fire trail, laser trail, rainbow trail. There you go at the bottom. Cool.
Yes. So for myself, I put the trails only on the back wheel, but you can put them on all four of them if you want to.
Oh, okay. So what do? Do I just drag it into my scene like this?
Well, you drag it into your scene, but you drag it on top of the wheel, so you make it a child of the wheel.
Oh, okay. I just also want to point out, guys, we have a rainbow trail in preview in the scene view when you actually drag it around, which is kind of funny. I just like want
It
to
looks
play around with
pretty.
it. I know, right? It's so funny. Oh my god. Okay, so I added that into my scene now. Let me go back to my hierarchy. And you said I'm going to make this a child of the cart, right?
Of the wheel.
Of the wheel, right. So I'm gonna unfold cart wheels because that's the parent of the wheels. And so now, should I maybe just make it a child of the cart wheels or like the independent wheels themselves?
Oh, definitely the independent wheels themselves, because you want the trail coming out of the wheels, sort of, I think.
Right. Yes, you're correct. So because when we do this independently, if I, for instance, drag this trail into front left wheel of the cart, that means it's a child of the front left wheel, meaning that it's going to follow its position and rotation, etc., which is really good for trails, especially. So good one, Christine. Now, I got it in as a child object of the wheel front left. What else am I supposed to do if I want to add it into the other objects as well?
Well, I want to quickly mention, if you first entered distracted into your scene and then you made it a child of another game object, you should reset the transform, because that way you will make sure that it is in the perfect position where you want it, related to the object that is its parent.
Ah, okay. So that's actually a good suggestion, because that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to align this. So you said just right click on the transform component and pick reset.
Yes.
Oh, look at that. It's in the center right now. Cool. Awesome. I like that.
Awesome. So I think you should do at least one more wheel. Like I said, I chose the back wheels, but you can do all four if you feel crazy.
All right, let's do it. So just to make it easier for myself, I'm going to highlight the rainbow trail and duplicate it. And now, because the rainbow trail, the original one, was a child of the front left wheel, I want to move it to the other wheel, right? So I want to make it a child of the wheel front right, and then right click on the transform component and reset. Now this one is in the center of the other wheel, on the front right wheel of the cart. So let's continue doing this for the other ones too. So just gonna move it rear left, right click transform, reset. There you go. And then one more time, drag it into wheel rear right, just to, oh, this is such a tongue twister. Can you guys try and say wheel rear right?
Wheel rear right.
Wheel rear right.
Oh, I don't want to try it.
Why are you so good? I'm like always struggling to say it.
I'm German. Have you heard my language?
That is true. You guys have these like super long sentence or like words.
Yes, we have super long words.
Yeah, in Swedish we have that too, but it's not as long as German words. It's like, wow, that's crazy. I think even the longest word in all languages combined is German, right? Like the longest word ever.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure it has to be. We can make words out of nothing.
I know, right?
Magic, magicians.
It's magic.
Cool. So I got attached to all the 4 wheels now because I want to go crazy. So should I just play the game? Do you think it's ready?
I think it's ready. I think you should try it.
Sounds good. Let's give it a try in play mode. Let's see. Countdown. Music kicks in. And oh, look at that. Confetti, the bear, and then the rainbow trails. Oh, I love this so much. This is fantastic.
Sam, this is just epic. Absolutely epic. I love it.
I know.
Epic
this game's so
gamer.
good. I know, right? Oh, man.
Nice.
This is awesome. Chat, what do you think about the rainbow trails? I think that was a fantastic suggestion. And also the bigger wheels, actually, the larger like monster truck wheels are actually fantastic. And this gummy bear. Oh, man.
We definitely have had an amazing chat here. Michael, it was your suggestion to make the wheels bigger and also make the smoke either pink or colorful. The chat has been absolutely amazing, guys. And speaking of amazing, we still have 3 gift cards to give away. These are now $75 gift cards to the Unity Gear store. So we're going to pick the winners shortly because sadly, you know, as they say, all good things in life have to come to an end. We don't really have that much time left. And I kind of want to cry because I feel like we still have some, you know, we can just sit here and modify this and, you know, for days, guys. What do you think?
For sure. Me, if it depended on me, I could stay all day talking particles.
Talking particles, just from Andre. Okay, but guys, honestly though, we have 3 more gift cards to give away. We have over 500 people that is still here with us, and it's absolutely incredible. I've been seeing some awesome, you know, amount of interaction on Twitter. So many of you are using the hashtag #YourFirstGameJam. We're also seeing projects. We're seeing people sharing the live stream with your communities. Thank you guys so much. You're absolutely incredible. And yeah, Sam, I'm gonna just get quiet for a second. We have still Kristine's game and Andre's game to check out, and that will be super exciting.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to play those games right there.
Now,
Definitely.
Kristine,
Yep.
You and Andre are guests today, so we have to thank you so much for your time and and being here with us today, engaging with the community, sharing your stories. Again, I want to let people know that all of the information about your social media channels, your YouTube channels, is in the description below. Go ahead and follow them, guys. They're absolutely incredible. It's been a pleasure to have you here. And also, I just wanted to ask you guys to do the honors and pick the last 3 winners, because, you guys have been absolutely incredible.
Thank you so much.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Do you want to pick first?
No, you go first.
Sure. I want to give mine to at least the user I've seen that has already uploaded his version to Unity's Connect. So it's super exciting. I am all cool. The username is MOKIOSY. I'm just gonna check out your DM, because soon after the thing, we'll make sure to talk to you, and then just give you your gift card. And so congratulations.
Andre, would you be so kind and drop the name?
Sorry, you cut there a little bit.
Would you be able to drop the name of the user in the chat as well?
Absolutely, I'll do that.
Awesome. And guys, I mean, I don't know how about you. Personally, I'm really excited about playing this and sharing this with my friends now. I'm probably just going to send it to my closest friends, so that they can see what I've done today. But, you should absolutely share it with your friends, your classmates, your parents. It's really so exciting to show what you were able to create. And we haven't even been here that long. If you were able to do something in as short of a time as just this stream, then just imagine what you can do if you just stick to learning and continue to experiment and play around in Unity. You'll be absolutely unstoppable.
Agreed, yeah. And that's
Definitely.
And I actually really like that suggestion, because like I've been saying throughout the stream, it's like you should really see this live stream as a starting point for your game development journey with Unity, and just in general, you know what I mean? So it shouldn't be just like, oh, this live stream is over now, like what am I supposed to do? Just kind of get into Unity, hop into your crazy ideas you have about making games and whatever you want to create. Make your creative visions come true. And if you can't figure out something, or if you can't really figure out how to make something very specific, either that is like a big game or a small game, or something that's more broad, you can always use the forums, you can use our socials, which are linked in the description like Elena mentioned, and just trying to basically promote the fact that you should keep using it and keep getting into Unity every day to actually pump out something. Doesn't matter if it looks good or bad. I think it's just all about making something happen so that you can keep learning every day. So
and I saw some comments on social, Sam. People didn't.
Oh, you're cutting out a little bit, Elena.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I think my microphone hates me today, guys. I apologize about that. But I saw some comments on Twitter. Somebody actually tweeted at me. I'm going to not disclose the name, but people worried that they're not going to be able to make an absolutely commercially ready, beautiful game. And I sort of said, well, that's not what game jams are for. Game jams are, so you can just poke around, make mistakes, have fun, challenge yourself. And more than anything, just get inspired to continue. Nobody expects you guys to walk away in 3 hours and have a game ready to upload to Steam or Google Play or Apple Store. It's just all about experimenting, putting your creative hat on, learning from each other, asking questions, making mistakes, and so on and so forth, and just sticking with it, because that's how you'll get to the next stage, where you'll be making much more complex stuff and interacting with Unity in a more advanced way.
Exactly, that's correct. And just don't forget that game development is really all about using all the resources you have access to. So if you feel like, oh man, I'm Googling too much or searching for too many things, or some things just don't stick into my mind, that's totally normal. That's why we're doing this live stream, for instance, because not just to obviously to get beginners getting into Unity and get started, but also to refresh the mind for some people. Because, for instance, I made a bunch of different mistakes, asked for help from Andre, and got them solved. And even though they were super basic mistakes, and I've been making games for like literally half my lifetime, it's, you know, it's the way it is. And you, like Elena said, it's really not all about like, oh man, I want to make this game as quickly as possible, but just learning the different factors of game development, finding out what you like and what you don't like as much, and just like learning a bunch of different topics. So I really agree with that point, Elena.
And Sam, speaking of finding out what you like and you don't like, I'm pretty sure that by play and Andre's game, we really will find out what they do and don't like. So shall we say, actually show our viewers how to share their game, and then after that show off Kristine's and Andre's games?
For sure. That sounds good.
Awesome.
So would you like me to get started with showing how to get this game onto the web right now?
Yes, I also remember Kristine actually mentioned that they were asking GL to direct to the Learn page, but let's just go ahead and show it off right now.
So you've just been cutting out a little bit, so I just want to double check on it so people can also hear it.
Yeah, I was just saying, let's show off how to upload the game to the WebGL.
Oh, sounds good. Super. Alrighty. So we have this crazy track, rainbow track. Thank you, Kristine, Andre, and Elena for all your suggestions. My driving has improved. But I don't want to stop here. I want this game on the web. So what I'm going to do is I will first and foremost want to save this scene. So either you can go to File menu here at the top left, and either save or save as if you want to save this as a new scene. But let's click save, or you can use a shortcut Control S on Windows, Command S on Mac. Now the most important part is getting back to File. We're going to go into Build Settings. So this is the window where you can find all settings related to building your game. Now you can see that we don't have that many options except for picking the platform and scenes that we want to build. But if you want to play around with more details like the name of your game, etc., you can always click on the player settings bottom left corner, and that will take you to the icon, etc. However, the most important part for us here is, as Elena said, we're going to publish this on the web, so we're going to use something called WebGL. And now what I'm going to do is, as you can see, we are not really building any scenes right now because this list is empty, so scenes and build is empty. So I'm just going to click this button saying Add Open Scenes, and there you go. We have the scene that we're in right now. So in this field, you can pick if this is a development build, which is to let your players know like, hey guys, we're working on this, but I'm not going to do any of that for now. So I'll just click on switch platform so that it switches from PC, Mac, Linux to WebGL. So just going to do that right away and just wait a little bit because it's going to load for a little while just to make sure that everything is correct. So just going to wait for that. And guys, actually, while we're waiting for this, let me know in chat if you have been building your game and you're publishing something, or building something rather, right now, because I'm really interested to see your guys' games, and I know you have been posting on Twitter like crazy, which is super awesome. Thank you guys so much for doing that. But I just want to check, have you been doing something which is something you're publishing right now, and or building rather? So
Sam, this is a perfect segue. Maybe we could announce one of the winners.
I like that, actually. Let me actually just hit build because it's gonna take a few minutes just to build the game. Let's see, there you go. And then I'm going to pick a folder. So actually, let me create a new folder here. There it is. And then maybe call this game build for your first game jam. In parentheses, love the chat, by the way. A little wholesome message. A little bit of wholesome message. And then select a folder, and it will start building. Kristine, sorry for cutting you off. Go ahead.
Oh, please don't mind. So I've picked a winner. I've seen that he or she contributed a bunch of times, and this is RXC Game Lab, and his Twitter handle is at RXC_Game Lab. So please, if you're listening, if you're still here with us right now, have your DMs open so that we can DM you after the game jam is over. Congratulations to you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Super. Man, all
And
these
guys-
prizes.
We have one more prize though. We still have one more. And like Andre, did you find the final winner of today's live stream?
I did. I was just, there's so many options, but yeah, I kind of did. I'm going to drop the winner's user, which is Kibazaka. I'm so sorry if I'm not saying that right. I hope you're still watching. Congratulations. Again, just make sure your DMs on Twitter are open, and I'm just going to drop the username on the chat on the live stream.
And we have seen
Congratulations.
so much progress that you guys are sharing with us on Twitter using the hashtag your jam at you. So we're really excited to hear from you as to how you enjoyed this game jam. We want to hear your feedback, and also really would love to hear from you later on, maybe after you share the game with your friends, how they liked it. I bet you're going to get a whole lot of bragging rights for being the coolest person ever to make a custom game for your friends to play. So let us know how that goes. You can always come back and tweet at us on Twitter at Andre, Sam, and Christina and myself, and would love to hear how your friends enjoyed playing these games that you guys, this mod that you guys modified and made your own. So let us know how they enjoy them.
Definitely, it would be so interesting. Sam, how's the status of your build? Maybe we could use this time to show how people can actually share their game on Connect.
Yeah, I agree. So it's building right now, and it's at the final steps. It's probably going to take a couple more minutes just because it's building the final parts of the game.
So should we
Maybe-
take this time for you to play Christine Andre's games?
I like that idea. Let's go.
Let's do it.
yes,
Oh man,
please.
I'm looking forward to it. You have been stalking my game all day long, and now I finally can stalk your game as well.
I'm getting the feeling that Sam likes revenges. She's just like,
Oh, I love
know.
it.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it. Literally love it. Oh man. Can I just also take the time to say thank you so much for everyone watching today, because you guys have been absolutely fantastic. To people who have been sharing their progress, but also people who have been just watching, being here, being present, but also chatting in the live chat, because you guys have been fantastic to do this live stream for, and it's been a fantastic community. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you for joining us today. So let's open this game.
All right, Sam. It did sound a little final there. You scared me. I'm like, wait, we haven't played the games yet. Don't say the final goodbye yet.
No, I know. I just wanted to give like a quick wholesome message, because I really appreciate the chat being so active and, being so just fantastic during the whole live stream. It's been even more fun than I could have ever expected this to be. So, and it's all thanks to you guys joining me, the co-host and our guests, the game dev creators, but also the chatters and viewers in general. So thank you all.
All right, can we just share some embarrassing information? I was actually really nervous today, guys. I'm a total noob, and I was so scared to jump in, but you have been so incredible, and all the questions have been amazing, and seeing your engagements in chat here and on Twitter showing off what you're doing and just sharing that you're watching and participating here with us has really made all the fear and nerves go away, and this is so amazing. Thank you guys so much for being here with us today. You're incredible.
Agreed. Christine, you seem to have got a very nice comment on your game as well. Oh, is that from me? Oh, how nice. How nice.
I'm sorry. You're leaving me comments. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's get started by playing Christine's game. Is that okay?
Please do. I'm so excited.
Yes. Let's see if my driving is a little bit better here. Oh, you can actually make it full screen as well. Let me go for that. Let's see. Oh, there you go. Okay. Oh. It's really loud. Hold on. Wait, how do you mute on Chrome again? Oh, look at this Swedish.
Maybe the mixer?
Should I just do it from the mixer?
I think so. It's the easiest.
Sorry guys, just give me 1 second. Oh my god, it's loud. Why is the mixer not popping up for me? All right, just give me 1 second. Volume mixer is not appearing for me all of a sudden. Kind of strange. Let me just
That is
fix this.
strange.
Yeah. Can I somehow maybe do it from the sounds menu? No.
Sam, I think we're just gonna vote for you being the jukebox.
Yeah.
Soundtracks provided by Sykoo Sam.
Totally. You're welcome. You're welcome. My taste in music is really good. Oh yes, you can do it from the Chrome tab too. You guys are see, this is why I was giving the beautiful goodbye message, even though it was not a goodbye. So you guys really know everything. Thank you. Reminded me that you can do it from Google Chrome as well. That's good. Thank you. All right, let's play Kristine's game. Kristine, are you ready for me to be the judge of your game?
I am, but I hope you won't be too harsh with me.
Oh, look at this, the purple player. There you go. There you go. I'm liking this. Oh. Oh my god, there is an audience of gummy bears. It's fantastic.
Aww.
This game is already my favorite. What? Oh, look at this. There's a speed boost because I'm obviously not like horrible enough. So you're making me even more horrible. Yay. Oh my god. Okay, I literally flipped my car. Okay, that's good.
Good job,
boy.
Sam.
Thank you.
Sam, but you do have a birthday hat on.
I know. I just realized that actually, and some really nice pair of glasses.
Yep.
Oh,
very nice.
Can I just say I love the audience of gummy bears. That is fantastic. Why did I not think of that?
My only request is that the gummy bears should be on a next update. They should be jiggling.
Excuse me, please. They are jiggling, not
Oh,
as
they are?
excessively as Sam's gummies are
Christine,
jiggling.
all like,
Sorry,
excuse me?
I got used to the I got used to the Sam jiggle.
They're
Wow.
cheering for you.
It's the
They
slight
are.
jiggle. Oh, I see it. They are indeed.
Oh yeah, they are.
But it's not the crazy jiggle that I have with like the gummy bear
True.
smashing its head on the top-down pyramid, which is
No,
such a
Sam.
weird sentence to say in general.
That
Top-down
was a bit
pyramid?
scary.
What? Yeah. Oh. Wait, so you have a ghost of the player once you stop playing?
Yes, I've made my own little script at the end so that once you're done with your 3 laps, you see the ghost of yourself so you can see.
Oh my god.
Excuse me,
Wow.
why are you so good again? Isn't this unfair to me? I literally colored a few like track pieces and I was like, guys, I'm perfect. And then I'm looking at this game and I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, Christine.
Wow.
I'll remember
That's
this.
pretty cool. I have to ask you, have you done this before? That later on.
Yeah.
I'll ask you personally, like, hey, how did you do this?
I will answer.
Wonderful
Maybe we can
people.
ask for the script to be shared on Twitter so folks can grab it
Ooh.
and bring it to their
Ooh.
project.
I like that. I
Absolutely.
like
I
that.
could do that.
Thank
Oh,
you,
nice.
Christine.
Chat, make sure to let us know in the chat right now what you think of her game, of Christine's game. This is fantastic so far. I really like it. And chat, what do you think of this ghost after you play the game? Like, it's a fantastic feature actually, because you really get to like know how embarrassing your driving actually is. Watching as a third person and be like, oh god, is this my driving? But yeah, this is really cool. Guys, let us know in chat. All right, should I move over to Andre's game?
Yes, but before you do, Christopher Stevens said, ha ha ha, win. Really enjoying it, Christine. So awesome sharing that with us. And also Peter was asking if the script part can be shared. So Peter, she did say she can post it on Twitter. So go ahead and follow Christine on Twitter where you can grab the script. And Andre, let's see what you've made.
Oh boy, here we go.
Let's go.
All right. Andre, are you ready?
Kinda.
Chat, are you ready to play this game right now?
Clap.
Let us
clap,
know.
Clap, clap, clap.
Clap in chat if you are ready. Let me see those
Oh my
clap
God.
emojis.
Everyone clap now.
Oh boy, here we go. Oh, you got the glowing glasses. Oh my god, look at this hill. What is this track? It's
I did
crazy.
Oh my
I
goodness.
did an infinite loop upwards, which is,
Oh my god, it is infinite indeed. I'm literally, oh my god, I'm almost touching the clouds. Oh, can I just say, I love the color palette of this as well. Like from an artistic
Thank you.
vision
Thank you. Yeah,
viewpoint.
I tried to make it sort of like in retro wave, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
As you can see, I took a lot of advantages of the post processing because there's a bloom effect, right? And so if you do a bunch of emissive materials that have their own light, then they all look very, very cool. So I did this little particle that shows up when the player actually drifts right or left.
Andre, Laurel actually says race in after hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful sunset and everything is glowing. I love that his glasses are glowing too.
I
It looks
know.
like he's going to a rave or something.
I know.
Exactly. That's my thought process.
Oh, this is nuts.
I love it.
Chat, what do you think about this? And what do you think about this crazy track right here, guys? Let us know in chat because this is awesome to play. Oh my god. Are we sharing
Sampan
these
is
links?
clapping and Wusa says very cool. It seems
Hope you cut a little bit, Elena.
I'm sorry guys. I'm just saying everybody is loving it in chat. So it seems like you stole everyone's hearts today.
I
It's
love
very Blade
Kristin's
Runner.
too, and I'm so happy. I think that one cool thing is that like it's cool to wear our beginner hats. Like it was a very good experience to just get this template because when you have like resources, then you have to be creative with those resources you have, and it's also always great to have things you can work on. And so, for instance, this modular track was very cool, and as you can see in my project, there's like a little line on it, like a very like bright light, and it's exactly the same light as the model. I just modified its material, so that it's pretty cool.
That's
I definitely have to agree with that. I love the fact that you can work on this and you can modify it and you can make it your own. But I'd be really interested what all the people that followed the stream along like thought of it. Like, what did you think of the stream? What do you think of the actual micro-game mods? What do you think of the karting game? I'd be really interested to hear your opinion.
Absolutely. And Christine, to build up on that, if you guys enjoyed full on playing around with the karting template, what if we threw something out there and asked you, how would you guys feel about doing this again and doing a first-person shooter?
Oh. Look at you going.
I feel like we need to
That
have
is-
Chad get their first
Please,
shooter
Chad.
template and live stream on that. Yes or no? Let us know in the comment section right now.
Chat,
We should use
yay.
an emoji, something. Let us know, like, would you be excited if we do the same thing using an FPS sort of template that we can mess around and we can see the both, different minds of different creators using that same template?
Oh man.
What sort of emoji should we use, Sam?
Oh man, well, I love like some content creators on their live streams have this emoji or emote called like yay or nay. So I was gonna tell chat like write in yay if you want it and nay if you don't want it. So if you want a FPS stream, yay it. But let's do an emoji. What emoji should we do actually? Give me suggestions.
I like the okay one. The okay
Let's
one.
do the
is good.
okay one.
Oh,
That sounds
yes.
like a good one.
Yes. Okay, the okay emoji chat. Spam the okay emoji if you guys want to see a FPS stream. Oh my god. Look at the yays. Yes.
Yeah.
So far, there have not been a single that actually million times yes. Lauren says,
Ooh, you're cutting out, Elena.
I think this was a success. I think we have a consensus.
I think
Oh,
so
but
too.
we should not forget that Sam should still show us how we can share our game. Connect.
That's right.
Correct.
Christine, thank you for keeping us on track. We got way too carried away here.
All right.
I
So
could tell. I felt like I needed to intervene.
So I've got the actually let me do like this. Get started for free. Yes. So let me go to the connect page because I believe the game has built now. So let me double check that real quick. Yes, it has. So one thing I want to do actually is instead of just doing it from the connect page, like from the web browser, one thing you can do is through Unity. What I want to show you guys first is there is a package which you can install. So just follow along these steps. There's a package manager in Unity, which means that you can install more features and more packages into Unity. So it's more modular instead of being the static engine. So what you can do is you can go into Window and then enter the package manager. And in here, we just want to wait for the list to load. There you go. And so we're going to browse to the bottom. Let's see. Andre, do you remember the name of this package that we were talking about?
Yeah, it's called Share WebGL Game.
Share WebGL, yes. There it is, yes. So I have it installed into my project already, but you guys are going to have a button at the bottom right corner, I believe it is, in the package manager, which is going to say install. So you just simply, or actually it might be top right because it's 2018.4.
I think
correct.
yours it's installed already. It's like it's just not in the latest version, right?
Right. So yeah, we basically just need this package, and then once you have it, what's important here is we're going to go back to Window one more time, and this time enter Share WebGL Game. So it's going to open up a brand new window here. There you go. And so you can pick a name for your project. So we can say, let's call this your first game jam. Chat is cat. Chat is lovely folks, because it's a good name for the game. And then you can select an image for the project as a thumbnail. So if you want a custom image for it, you can pick one from there. But I'm just going to skip it for now, just for the sake of having the default one. So let's go ahead and click upload. And there you go. Oh, and keep in mind that if you haven't built your game yet, it will probably tell you to do that first, and which is the reason why I built the game first before doing this. So if, once again, if you're just joining, or if you're like, if you didn't catch up that part, if it is telling you to build a game, don't worry. All you have to do is literally go into File, Build Settings, and then hit build in here. So that's pretty much it. But let's wait for the upload to finish, and then we're gonna have a link on screen. So let's see. Coolio. I'm seeing a lot of support through chat as well. Once again, thank you guys so much for being a part of this live stream and chatting to us. A lot of positivity right there. The ghost, I know, right? The gummy bear is kind of a ghost here, isn't it? Connect.
True.
Yes. All right, so let's close down this window now. And you saw that I just clicked a link there. And so now, if I just drag this web browser tab in here, you can see that my game is on the web, and now I can share this link to with other people.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I can share this link with other people, and we will be able to play it, or let my friends play it, or whoever it might be. So this is super easy, especially using the package. But Connect is also a very easy platform to use for uploading your projects and your games and sharing it with your friends. WebGL obviously is the perfect module for uploading to the web in general. So we can just click here to play. Loading Unity game. Can I just play this game one time just to like play my own game as well? It doesn't look remotely as good.
You're the host. Come on.
Thank you.
Give yourself some credit. Meanwhile, while you're playing, I think we kind of forgot that we also had one extra. How do you say that? I forgot
Winner.
the name of it. Yeah, one extra winner. Is that right, Elena?
Oh.
Yes.
Cool. And then I'm just gonna pick one, right? Is that okay for everyone?
Yeah.
That works.
Yes.
I'm just gonna paste the name of the winner, and I think it's the username is uncold player. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I'm just gonna drop your name. Congratulations, you're the last winner from our stream. I hope you had a fun time, not only watching but also prototyping. So yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Hooray!
Congrats.
Woo.
Nicely
Yeah, I like
done.
because like the stream in my screen like synced the particle emission with the hooray. It was perfect.
That's good. Oh man, actually, speaking of which, I mean, look, chat right now, look, like pay attention Look at that confetti right there. I mean, that
Yeah.
deserves a clap emoji. What do you guys say?
Exact. Clap, 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 clap,
Clap in
emoji.
chat. Oh man, that's fantastic. Yeah, that is pretty much my game. It doesn't look remotely as good as Kristine's or Andre's game, but hopefully it should be good enough to play because I feel like it's still very fun. My game is good. I'm happy with my
Yeah.
game.
Game is good, Sam.
I'm very
Your
proud.
game is good. Be proud.
Thank you. All right, that's cool. Oh, look at
Well,
that
guys,
chicken
I
there.
think this means it's time for us to wrap up slowly, but surely.
Kind of sad. My heart is breaking here because it's much fun.
I know.
Yeah,
I
it was.
I just want to like keep going.
We'll have our second chance because apparently people are really interested on seeing that same thing on the FPS template. Who knows?
Oh yes.
Yeah, definitely. But I'd also like to hear what are your guys' thoughts? Like, what was your favorite part about this event? Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Please chat. Just tell us what was your favorite moment. Was it the gummy bear? Was it the parkour?
Was it the bullying Sam for horrible driving? You know, let us know.
Oh my god. I have an option already.
you can also
Exactly.
say your favorite part was Kristine if you want to.
No.
I agree with that.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
Oh, we're already
fantastic.
getting things here. The triggers. Oh.
Yes.
The triggers are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Making the gummy bear translucent and jiggly. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh.
How many
Aw,
people
being
liked?
so interactive with the chat. Aw.
Aw,
sweet.
thank you, Mike. Appreciate it, and appreciate being so interactive with us through the chat.
And
Sam, your
speaking of-
Unity tips.
Speaking of being interactive, in the beginning of the stream, you were saying that you wanted to motivate as many of participants as possible to share with at least 10 friends. Can we just really quickly take another loop around how to share to WebGL so people can
Yes.
actually share their game? Thank you so much.
Absolutely. That's a great idea. So I'm just going to go back to Unity. There you go. So what I have done in order to share the game is obviously I just finished my track. It looks beautiful. It looks nice. Now what I want to do is first and foremost, it's really important for us to save the scene so that we don't lose our progress and Unity knows exactly which scene we're trying to build. So what I do for that is I head over to File, which is the menu at the top left corner of Unity. And then either I use save or save as if you want to save it as a new scene. But I just use save, so let's do that. And once you have it saved, you're gonna head over to File one more time, but this time enter Build Settings. So Build Settings, once again, just to recap this, it's where you build your game and set or define the settings for your game, such as title, company information if you guys are working, as a team or group project, etc. But the most important part here is first and foremost, add the open scenes so that Unity knows which scene you're trying to build. And then on top of it, it's probably going to by default select PC, Mac, and Linux for you. So it's going to select it as a platform. If you want to share it on the web, you'll probably want to go to WebGL. And once that's done, you can simply click build, and there's probably going to be another button here too, which says switch platform. So press that first, so Unity switches from PC, Mac, and Linux, the platform, to WebGL. So it's just going to optimize itself. And then you just simply hit build, and you select the directory, and then select folder. And then it's going to start building. So that's pretty much it. And then as for sharing the game on the web, maybe I can just really quickly cover that as well.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maybe I can cancel the building because it's going to take a little bit of time.
And guys, if you're sharing it too, I feel like you should take a second to come up with a really cool thumbnail. Because we all know that's what makes people click.
Agree. Oh man, that's 100% agree actually.
Should it just be a gummy bear with Sam's face?
Oh my
Oh my god,
gosh.
yes, please.
Can we please? I demand. I demand.
I want to
I'm
see
sorry,
some
Sam.
Photoshop skills.
Oh, you're asking a dangerous thing.
I know. I mean, look, if it's the transparent, cute little gummy bear that we just added into the scene, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, sure.
That's a really adorable gummy bear. So yeah, it's now compressing and just building the game project, and I think it just finished actually, which was really quick right there. So I'm just gonna wait for it to refresh in Unity. There we go. So once you guys have built your game, next step in order to share it on the web actually is, first and foremost, let's close build settings. And then we're gonna wanna install one package into your project. So a package, once again, is just basically supports the modularity of Unity by adding more features in the format of packages. So you can install features and remove them. So to find it, basically, you just have to head over to Window, enter the package manager. And then in this list, I'm actually cheating a little bit here because I did this before, but we have the Share WebGL Game package. So you just want to select it and hit install, which is going to appear here where it says remove for me. I have it installed, obviously, so I'm just not going to do it again. After that, you just have to close this, head over to Window one more time, and this time enter Share WebGL Game. So here, you set a title, which is probably my favorite part of publishing a game, because coming up with titles actually is like one of the most difficult parts, I feel like, coming up with like clever names and such. But maybe let's call this, I want something clever. Guys, do you have any suggestions for names?
Oh my goodness. Christine?
Sam's karting game. It's very creative title.
Wow, Christine.
Drifting
It's
Sam.
getting late.
Oh my
Gummy
god.
Sam.
How did I not come up with that?
You're welcome.
Oh, actually, we're having some. One of the suggestions in chat is not Mario Kart.
I love that.
I'm
That's
setting that
great.
name. I'm setting that name. Not Mario Kart, or yeah, not Mario Kart. There you go. Thank you so much. After you select the name, it is time for us to pick a thumbnail. And as Elena suggested, pick a good thumbnail, because it really is going to bring more attention to your game, especially if it pops up on the homepage, etc. So after you pick it, you just have to hit upload, and it's going to start uploading for you. And one neat thing about this package actually is also worth mentioning. For instance, if you were to update your game and then want to publish it to the web again, like I'm doing right now, it's basically just going to update the current link your game has. So if it's already up, but you just want to publish an update, you can use it, and it's going to update the link for you. Or rather, it's going to keep the link, but it will simply let you share it one more time. So it's really neat. It's really, really good to use. So we're just gonna wait for this. Mario Kart Rainbow Runaway. I love that name. Not Crash Team Racing. Tasty Sticky Racers. Kart LMAO. Kart. Not Rainbow Road. Glorious City. Wall Crash, also bears. Love that. Jelly Bear. Oh my god, Jelly Bear. How did I forget about that? Oh, that could have
Well,
made
Sam, I
a
guess you're
fantastic
getting
name.
old.
Sam,
know.
you're definitely getting carried away.
I know, I am.
Yeah.
But I love these names.
We do too, Sam. Maybe it would be a good time to remind the people that are still watching, if they are, how to share their game on WebGL, that
Yes.
there's a link to it in the description box where you can actually follow a written step-by-step tutorial to actually make it work. So you can take your time and play around with it.
Yep, exactly. And the steps that Christine was talking about is also going to mention this, what I did here. And you can see that I just have the upload completed and a brand new, or the same link pretty much. So you just have to click it, and you will be taken to your very own game, which is super awesome. Love that. And it makes it really easy to just build games and publish it on the web. So that's pretty much it. That is
And
it for...
speaking of awesome, Sam, I think it's time to wrap up and say goodbye to all the awesome viewers still here with right now, and those that actually came by and left. It's been absolutely incredible. We hope that you had an amazing time. Thank you for all of the feedback that you shared with us. If you have more feedback, just take it to Twitter, #YourFirstGameJam, @Unity3D. We would love to hear from you, and hopefully we'll get to see you next time.
Yes, it's a little sad to leave actually, but yeah, that is correct. Cool. I just want to mention before we end the stream, once again, just check out the description box for the tutorials that Kristin was talking about, but also our socials, which are linked in the description as well. My YouTube, Andre's Mix and Jam YouTube channel, mine is Sykoo, and then Kristin Stock on YouTube. Elena's Twitter handle is also in there. So that's pretty much all from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Andre, Kristin, maybe a few last words.
Sure,
Nice.
Definitely.
Go ahead.
I've
Kristin.
seen in the chat that someone suggested we should say goodbye in our native language, and I kind of like that. So
Aw, that's
maybe we
cute.
should do that at the very end. But first, I'd like to say in English, thank you so much to everyone for watching and joining and all your tweets. I wouldn't have assumed that there would be that much participation and all these nice comments. I'm very glad to see that, and it was a lot of fun spending time with you guys. So thanks.
Oh yeah, the same. That's the same for me. I had so much fun, and honestly, I think it's so important for the community to do this kind of things. You know, like making mistakes live and also teaching live is a great way for people to not be so afraid of coding or level design or anything you do. So I'm super honored to be here. Thank you so much, Sam, Lena, and everyone that's been joining me. Kristin, thank you so much. Everyone that's been watching, I had a lot of fun.
And Coldfire, thank you for your suggestions. Christine, thank you for pointing it out. I guess this is in native language. For me, it's going to be до свидания.
Should I go?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, main language or the two languages that I know except for English?
Do it.
Both?
Whichever. Both.
Oh God. Okay. Swedish. God damn it! I forgot Swedish. Okay, give me a minute. I need to find my thoughts. Okay. Tack för att ni tittade på streamen. Tack så mycket för att ni joinade oss i chatten. Ha det så bra. Hej då. Turkish. Herkese izlediğiniz için çok teşekkür ederim. Çok teşekkürler bu canlı yayına katıldığınız için. Chatleştiğiniz için de çok teşekkürler. Kendinize iyi bakın. Selametle. That's it.
Okay, I'm gonna go next. Danke fürs Zuschauen. Es hat ganz viel Spaß gemacht. Gute Nacht und bis bald. Tschüss.
That was awesome.
I
Oh my
understood
God.
danke.
Yeah, same.
I was like, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do mine. So it's valeu, gente, muito obrigado por assistir. Fiquei muito feliz de dar esse stream aí. E enfim, a gente se vê por aí. Obrigado.
And guys, I guess I kind of messed up mine because I just said goodbye. Большое спасибо всем, кто смотрел этот стрим. Мы очень рады были тому, что вы были с нами. Надеюсь, вам очень понравился формат. И надеемся, что мы увидим вас в будущем. Большое спасибо. До свидания.
Nice.
What
Thank
did you
you,
say?
guys.
I feel like you said something about my game and my drifting, and I'm really like, oh, what did you say?
Nope, there was none of that. So much love to you guys. Signing off. Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much for
Bye,
watching.
everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night and enjoy yourselves. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.